Let's go, let's go. Hola, mi gente. Let's go, let's go. Let's get into this. Lily, so much to talk about, so much to talk about, so
Whew,
much to talk
they've
about.
been acting
Whew.
up today.
Yes, they have. We're going to have to split this into like two shows, okay? You guys that are obsessed with race and ethnicity and colorism and nationality, tune in on Friday. I got a good show. It's going to be all about us and color. I got some dark skin Afro Latinos pulling up. It's going to be very interesting on Friday. It's going to be very interesting on Friday. So pull up for that. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of On the Block with Jen. I am YouTube's and your favorite devil's advocate, Jen. This is my co-host.
Lily at YB Limited. That's the letter Y, the letter B, the word limited, the way it is spelled right. Her. All right. And you can find me anywhere on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and what's the other one I use? Who else I use? Facebook.
Facebook.
Something like that. All right.
Yeah.
And if you're looking for us all, you can find us on every Saturday here on Block Talent Battle. That's every Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, if you're new to the channel or new to the show and don't know what Block Talent Battle is, I'm here to tell you. It is a talent show for anyone to come out and perform. Okay. I don't care if you just started yesterday, if you haven't started, or if you're Mariah Carey. Come on out and compete for $100 cash prize, Mariah. And the chat will vote for you. Okay. It will not be Jen and I, it will be the chat. So the best way to put yourself ahead is by inviting as many people as you can to support you so they can be in the chat voting for you. If they cannot be there that night, they have 1 week to submit their votes via our chat through the after show or the replay. All right, so that is every Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Block Talent Battle.
I'm
Let's get ready to
excited. I'm
fight.
excited for this Saturday's Block Talent Battle because we got some new talent pulling up. So that'll be nice. With that said, if you're an old talent and you didn't win on the prior battles, you can come back and keep trying until you win because you may not have been the best one last battle. You may be the best one, in the upcoming battle. We don't know. That's why we give you a chance to keep coming back. But of course, when you win, because we give you $100 cash, you can't come back and compete because you already done won. You're a veteran, okay? You're a veteran. You won. So, yeah, you could keep coming back. And we invite everybody, all talents. Lily, let's get into this. Wait, let me take care of the bills real quick. If you are interested in supporting On the Block with Jen, which actually supports everything that we do, including Block Talent Battle, Cash App On the Block with Jen scrolling at the bottom. Yeah, every now and then I get myself a smoothie. So I got to thank y'all for that. Okay, so if not, then super chat, bottom right, $sign. Hit us there with your comment. Lily, out the gate, we must acknowledge the queen of
Mm.
all queens. Rest in peace,
Oh,
Tina Turner. Right?
she did it well.
Right. That's how. And I always listen. I understand what you're saying because I'm like, when you live such an abundant life and you lived able to live your dream and monetize your dream and be an icon, a global icon, not just in the States. So I'm like, salute, ma'am, salute. That's how you do it. That's how you do life. Because we only live once. So
Mhm.
it's like, I don't see, of course, it's like, oh, she's gone, but she did well here, and the
So
goal is
much.
the goal is to do well here because we're all going to go. We're all going to go. Like everybody dies, not everybody lives. That is true. And she lived abundantly, although it was a very tumultuous, abusive relationship she had starting out. But if we let Angela Bassett tell us she got out of that after whooping his ass. And a couple people online are now bringing up supposedly, allegedly, Tina Turner had attacked Ike Turner a couple times. Um, I guess trying to say that she also initiated violence. I don't know about that, but it seems how it is. Like the vultures are gonna come pick the meat off the bones, right? But it's not
Yeah.
gonna take away from who she is.
I mean, and to think about it, to have a career that spans decades like that, Like it's hard to stay around in this industry for a year. So she has seen so many phases and stages, and she done been through the original rock and roll to disco to hip hop, because hip hop kind of made things
Mm,
change.
right.
She's seen a lot, and for her to still be just so revered up until
Hmm.
her death,
Hmm.
it's awesome. I mean, in those legs, hello. The
Yeah,
first
I was.
the
Am I
first
not?
person we know of to get insurance on their legs, I think.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, that was that. Was that true? Was that actually true? Did she do
Mm,
that?
yeah, because Mariah did it afterward.
Oh, nice. Am I giving Sade today?
Yes, you
I'm
are.
I'm kind of like giving Sade.
I was trying to figure out. I was like, who is she giving me today? I was like, by
I
the end of the
won't
show, I'll figure it out.
pretend. I'm giving a little. I'm like, because I look pale, so I'm giving a little Sade. Okay, I'll take it. I say it myself, damn it. Um, so yeah, rest in peace to Tina Turner, the icon, the global icon. Can't even say was, because when someone's immortalized to that, you know what I mean, to that level, it is forever. So it's like long live Tina Turner. Definitely paved the way for many women to be out loud, proud, wild on stage. You know what I mean? A lot of what we see Beyonce do, I see in Tina Turner, Edie Chacon. There are a couple of people in there that I see when I see a Beyonce, a Josephine Baker, right? So these women who are like, this is who I am, take it or leave it. This guy, I'm gonna give you everything on stage. They paved the way for a lot of the artists. So
Mm-hmm.
we can't act like they didn't.
Okay, I'm gonna leave that one alone. There's
You are
nothing bad
not
about
Lily. This is the block.
it. No, I was just going to say, like, I wonder, because I'm pretty sure a lot of artists of today they don't do their research and know who came before them or whatever.
Of
But
course.
people like in the 80s, 90s, I would say 80s and 90s, and before then, always
Mm-hmm.
study who came before them so that they
Mm-hmm.
can, like, oh, okay, this was done. Okay, let me take it to the next place.
Right.
Right. Um, I was just thinking, I wonder if any of the artists of the day look at Tina Turner videos and go, I'm tired. I'm tired just looking at that. That's too much. That's too much. I'm tired. Because I'm just
Mm-hmm.
thinking about how much effort she put in on stage. And then she was doing this up until like her 60s, if I'm not. And she could be later than that, but I know for
Right.
sure in her 60s, she was still like moving them legs and dancing and dipping it
Yeah,
and
her
singing it.
show was extremely high energy, and those artists are rare to me, right? And it's like, yeah, there's some artists that can sing and dance at the same time. Then you have artists that could dance and lip sync at the same time. Then you got artists that can sing and dance, but it's not high energy. Like we were talking about. Speaking of rest in peace, we were talking about Aaliyah last night, right? Aaliyah sang and danced, but not like Tina Turner sang and danced, or like a Beyonce sings and dances. So yeah, you can, you know what I mean, sing and dance at the same time. But some people just give you high energy throughout, like a Bruno Mars, like a Beyonce, like a Tina Turner, and that shit's not easy, man. That's just not. They make it look easy. And then you try to dance and sing along, you're like, whoa, but their bodies are conditioned. It's just like an athlete. So,
Right, it is just like an athlete because they train and they get
mm-hmm,
up in the morning. Before they train, they run and they do exercise. They go to the gym and then they go into the dance studio and then they start dancing
mm-hmm.
and then they hit the stage that night. So
It ain't
yeah,
easy. I used to go dance, and I
what's that?
mean go. Okay, before y'all go running with it, I wasn't stripper. Shout out to all the strippers, but I did. In my young years, I was a go dancer in like the techno clubs, and I loved it. I absolutely fucking loved it. I'm like, you're basically paying me to be up here and dance all night and dance in my own world. You know how techno music is, and that EDC music is like, it just takes you like damn near in a trance, and I loved it. Should I still do it now? Okay,
Oh yeah, I used to be a
I
rave
loved
kid.
it. Oh, okay. So then
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
the
the go-go
costumes we
dancers.
wore
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
the puffy boots and all that. It was
Uh-huh.
a lot of fun. It was a lot. Of course, you don't get paid like strippers get paid, but I had fun. It was a good
Right.
time for me. I had fun. I had
A
fun.
easy check.
Absolutely. Um, Lily, another day, another scandal, and I use the word loosely. What's his face? Ghostface Killer. Ghostface Killer. So his son, who happens to be gay, and I only bring up his sexual orientation because he did, right? He's Ghostface has a gang of kids. I didn't know that because I don't think about Ghostface Killer. I don't. I mean, I think about Wu-Tang, but I don't really,
Right.
yeah, unless it's Method Man, right? Then that's a different
Ooh, I was thinking about
situation.
him yesterday.
Okay, that's a different situation. So Ghostface Killer's son is going the route of the rebellious child. And what that looks like in 2023 is I'm going to go on social media and tell the whole world or anyone who's following me that you ain't shit, and hopefully the black blogs will pick it up and talk about what I'm talking about, right? Because I don't think CNN is going to pick this story up. Let's just keep it 100, right? I don't think Ghostface Killer is going to hit the CNN, So basically, one of his sons, he has many, his gay son came out and said, this guy's been a deadbeat. I've been trying to reach him for like 15 years. He doesn't care about his children. He cares about other people more and his fans or whatever. And it's the same thing we've heard from Brian McKnight's kids and Romeo Miller about Master P. Like, when these kids get mad, they no longer say, I hate you, mom, and run in the room and slam the door. What they do now is they let the world know that they hate you. And then, as soon as I see the first line is always, I don't usually do this, but I'm good. I'm like, here comes the fuckery. Every time someone says, I wouldn't normally talk about my business online, but I'm like, here comes the fuckery. Hi, Haran. That's no relation to you. And I said, here comes the fuckery.
It was just my timing is just always impeccable, right?
Very.
Right. And plus the fuckery's already here. So
About to say, you don't have to do much. Just show up and sit down.
Hello. So we were talking about Ghostface Killer and his son coming out and saying, "Hey, he was a deadbeat, blah blah. He don't love us. He don't give us no money." But whoop-de-whoop. We've heard the script before. We've seen this movie, and then the black blogs pick it up for maybe, I don't know, 24 to 48 hours, and then they move on very quickly because Ghostface Killer is not, he's not Chris Brown or somebody who's going to keep feeding the machine. So I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think?
I mean, situations like that is just very funny because it's like, okay, to your point, Jen. I mean, he's not a big artist, but either if he was, all right, they're gonna feed on the story for like, let's just at best a week. Let's just be generous with it, a week.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
after that, he's gonna get dropped, and you go back to your dad still not being shit, but now the difference is that the whole world knows that your dad ain't shit. So you're still facing the same problem. And as I was saying before earlier, I'm like, what are we supposed to do about it? I mean, at best, I'll give you a buck up, kid, and attaboy, and the things I might point you in the right direction to get your life together. But overall, I can't do shit.
You're not gonna do a GoFundMe with them or something? No.
I don't do a GoFundMe with nobody.
Okay, I was just trying to get
Because if I do it, look, listen, I will stand by this. If I do a GoFundMe with anyone, I want my cut. That's right. There's a nickel bag being sold in the park. I want in.
Well, we try to get this kid some of his back child support or something.
Oh, how old is it? How old was he? He was like 18, 19?
That's the thing too. But
He looks pretty
older.
grown. He looks pretty.
Yeah,
Yeah, Brian McKnight's kids are older. Someone mentioned POP mentioned in the chat. Kirk Franklin's son, he's older.
30 something.
Ghostface ain't got no money like that for no back child support.
And he has a lot of kids. And one thing that this kid mentioned, he was like, well, I would say that you don't come around because I'm gay, but then you're a deadbeat to all your other kids, so I can't use that. So I was like, okay, he can't use that. He can't play on the LGBT violin. So he was like, well, you're a deadbeat to everybody else. So I was like,
Well, to his point, he's an equal opportunity piece of shit. That we can say
right. He's not a homophobic piece of shit.
Exactly. There you go.
Right. He's equal opportunity, right?
Right. You gotta admire that. You have to admire that.
Hey. So, going back to what you said, Haran, is like people going to talk about it for a little while. Now everybody else knows your dad's a piece of shit because we didn't know, nor did we care. But, now it's like everyone else knows and you go on about your life. And I don't know, maybe you get 5 to 10 more followers on your social media. And then We all move on. I don't know. What was the end goal? Same thing with Kirk Franklin's kids. Same thing with Brian McKnight's kids. Same thing with all these kids. But do they feel more? And Romeo Miller and Master P. What's up, Spro Show?
Hey, gang.
Where's that great beige face of yours?
Oh, stop it. One second.
All right.
I'm like getting something together, but I just real quick. I heard it was like the celebrity kids, and they're mad. They're all full of it. And then the kid, him bringing up like, oh, I would say it's because I'm LGBTQ. He's so full of shit. He's trying to, oh my goodness, he's whipping out any cards that he has right now. This is all, it looks like clout. And like this is like the fifth time in like the past year or two that I've heard like some I don't want to say deadbeat celebrity, but like someone that's kind of like, we'll say retired, someone that's quiet, older, they used to be popping really, but now they're not. Their kid coming out saying, oh, they're this and that. Now who knows? They probably are shit. But like it doesn't feel like them coming out isn't because of actual pain or trauma. I mean, I'm sure there is some, I don't know their experience, but like, it just seems like it's just to gain. Because from my experience, and this is just from people I've seen, people that really have issues, they don't talk about it. They don't want people to talk about it. They don't want to bring attention to it. They like, you got to get it out of them. Because it's like, hey man, you really should talk about, how your dad, the rock star, really messed you up. And they're just like, no, man, I don't want to do that. My dad, he's so big and blah, blah, blah. These people are full of it. They're just entitled. Yeah, that's how I feel.
You know what, though? I had to think about it. Kurt Franklin's son was rewarded for coming out because we didn't know who he was before he came out about his father. And then now he's been part of a show twice, 2 shows.
I
mean,
how convenient.
Okay.
So I'm wondering, is a little bit of attention, and then some of it like, oh, it worked for I think it's Carry On. It worked for Carry On Franklin. I don't know. Maybe we could, because we didn't know who Carry On Franklin was before this. It could be a little bit of both.
But going back to what Spro said, I do agree that these guys, this is not fresh. These are older guys. It's usually older guys, and a 20-something or 30-something-year-old kid is like, hey, I didn't get enough money. Do you think that there is a sense of entitlement? Like, hey, you ran the world performing. Where's my money? I want a bigger cut. Do you think it just comes from that? Like, are these spoiled rich kids or spoiled kids that didn't get their cut? Like, and is there mismanaging of the money? Like maybe artists aren't the listen.
I'm about to say,
if we gonna get know. Right, we know artists aren't the most stable or good with money or whatever. These people are just, sex makes babies. Right? Mm-hmm. Doesn't necessarily mean people want babies, but oops, sex makes babies. And now you have these human beings on the planet with your last name. They're like, I didn't fucking want this. How much money did I make? I'm trying to still get by. And I got 10 kids because sex makes babies. Is it an entitlement thing? Like, you're Ghostface Killer. I'm supposed to be paid. I'm supposed to be dripped. I'm supposed to have the drip on.
Why are you supposed to be?
But I think we've all met entitled spoiled children that weren't of celebrities. Like, we've just met regular down the street spoiled entitled kids and how they act.
So fucking true. So fucking
absolutely,
true.
Absolutely. I also think that not only spoiled and entitled, I think that a lot of these kids are just looking for an opportunity to be saved from adulthood. Hence why they show up at these very older ages. You know what I mean? Thinking that I'm gonna get this big check, you know what I mean? Or I can at least, jump in front of the line, in terms of the expenses that people my age usually deal with, and I can get a big come up. So of course, I do feel that a lot of it is, motivated by greed and money. But however, I will say this to your point, Jen. Absolutely. I mean, he was. Wu-Tang had their fill for like maybe we could say maybe 5 or 8 years, including everyone else, the group and everyone else springing up. So
I only know Method Man, but continue.
Anyway, we'll just use Meth as a fucking example of that, because if the train was going with him, he was most likely dragging them along. So the brand survived for like maybe a good 8 years, maybe 10. So he's got like 6 or 7 kids I saw there. It was like
Ghostface?
it
It was
was
a
like a
gang of
gang of them.
kids.
Yeah,
It
it
was a
was a
gang of
gang of
kids.
kids. So yeah, the math kind of works out.
Yeah.
Like seeing out all the ages and so on. So yeah, he was out there. He was definitely out there.
But let me throw something else. Let me throw a little log on the fire. Are we bad, people of color? Are we bad with nepotism? Are we bad with nepotism?
Explain further. Explain further.
Yes.
Okay,
Explain further.
let me elaborate. We make when we're artists, rappers, singers, whatever, we make a lot of fucking money. Why isn't it set up for our children for that money to trickle down generationally like the white folk do? Are we bad with nepotism? If we're rich, shouldn't our children be rich?
No, I don't think we're bad.
Be rich?
No, I don't think we're bad with nepotism. I think we're bad with forethought. We're bad with foresight. Like a lot, for example, I'll be honest with you. A lot of people from our generation, we really didn't think we even lived this long. Because every one of us were leaving the earth at a very young age. So there's a number of people who are dealing with survivor's guilt. They're dealing with all kinds of things and so on. We're not taught to think about tomorrow as, people of color. We're taught to think about now. Well, you can't take it with you, and money is the root of all evil, and blah, 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 and so on and so forth. We're not taught to create financial legacy. We're not taught to create these things. We're taught to live in the moment and YOLO and shit like that. You know what I mean? And then when you wake up one morning and you're 50 or 60 years old and shit is like, oh shit, I didn't think I lived this long and I got shit. You know what I mean? And your kids and you have like a gang of children, you can't provide for them. You're stuck with a conundrum. So we're just we're not conditioned to think about tomorrow.
I
don't think
that's what I would say. That's what it is. It's not that like they wouldn't want to, because like I hear a lot of that nowadays, like especially people my age, like, oh, generational wealth, blah blah blah, which is funny. They go on about like building generational wealth, but then they get mad at people like Kim Kardashian for being a result of generational wealth. I don't know, it's weird, but like yeah, like I see a lot of it now, but I think. Yeah, like whenever someone comes in, like money is always coming up, even among people of color that don't have bread. Like they're broke, and it's always a thing. Like whenever a relative dies, like I've seen it amongst like other relatives and like people who I know, and like it's kind of disgusting, but like at the same time, I'm like, oh, this is just how it is. Like money just comes up all the time. It's the only thing, and it makes it look like people are like selfish, but like I think that goes back to, because we're thinking about today, we're like, oh, how can I come up to like make sure I'm straight right now, like screw everybody else and every other thing. And yeah, I'm not gonna think about it. As far as the age thing, I don't have that experience. Like I don't think I haven't thought about like how long I want to live, or how long I'm going to. I'll say that, but I'd like to be here for as long as I can be. And like I have like a kid now, so
you need to quit smoking, bro.
Oh, with that.
That's a start.
Stuff like,
gotta help out.
That makes me want to smoke. I my time I'm like
chew gum, knit sweaters, do something else. Chew gum, knit sweaters. We want to see you up here knitting a sweater.
That motherfucker fuck around, knit a whole goddamn a basketball uniform for a team and shit.
Right.
He looks like he runs through a couple of those. You know what I mean? A day.
It's like, all right. Okay, so I get all right. Okay. So in 2023, I think if you come up on some big bank, you should have foresight and think about that.
Absolutely. You should think about the babies. You should think about yourself also. You know what I mean? A lot of times I think that's another thing as people of color, we don't necessarily think about ourselves as much as we think about other people. You're important too. Right. You're important too, because if you're not well put together, if you're not where you need to be, you're useless. You're utterly useless for everyone else around you.
Okay. All right. Moving on. Did you hear? Teenager kills fellow students in fire over cell phone. That's a real headline. That really happened.
I
It
did
really
hear that
happened.
just today.
That browser history must be a motherfucker.
Right.
Like, there must be some shit on that damn phone. God damn. Like, I'd kill everybody in this motherfucker.
Right.
And then you do.
Exactly.
So the story behind that was it was discovered that she is a teenage girl and she was in a love twist with an older man. They found out, took her cell phone. She said, I'll show you. Goes in the bathroom, sets the shit ablaze. 19 other teenagers are now dead, including a 5-year-old because one of the teachers couldn't find the keys to unlock the door. So a 5-year-old dies in there along with 19, excuse me, other students. The girl, of course, survives. Right.
Well, she
So
does.
she survives to talk about it and she confessed to it. So can we, all agree that these phones are an addiction, a real addiction? Like a real
Hell
one.
yeah.
I like play.
No, seriously, every single teacher I talk to, that hands down across the board, they all agree that has been their biggest challenge as teachers is dealing with these phones. And not just dealing with the phones. That's not the bad part. It's dealing with the parents in the phones as well. Because it's bad enough dealing with the kid, but the parents usually not that much better. So it's very interesting. So yeah, the parents are the enablers of the addiction because the parents have the same addiction.
I totally agree. I totally agree. I mean, I'm just how ironic. Anyway, yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I've never met a crackhead a day in my life that said, "Yo, I better get some smoke or I'll kill everybody in this motherfucker." I've never met that. But you know what I mean? You know, clearly this child has a problem. And again, she's had a situation with this older gentleman. I just really am curious as to those exchanges and how old was this gentleman? And I use the term loosely.
Yeah,
Where it's another interesting story attached to this.
His age
That's more
hasn't been
interesting
released.
than the phone thing.
Yeah.
Like that's the story right there. Like that's clearly why. I mean, yeah, people like, yeah, she's probably addicted to her phone. But I would say that she was driven to that extent because it's like, what was on that phone? Who is this guy? Like, is it like a governor? Like what's going? Like, I don't know.
Like, do they still have possession of the phone? Because they don't have possession of the phone anymore. That guy's like, whew, I'm off the hook. You know what I mean? Like, there probably was some shit on that fucking phone.
Oh,
so
goodness. That's gonna come out. She's
you know what I mean?
She's a young bull. She's responsible for killing 19 people. The cops,
that's going to be interesting.
They either already have the information or they're gonna have it by tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna torture her till she talks. They're gonna.
And if I'm not mistaken, this is Guyana, right?
Yes.
Okay, so then it's also a small island. Everyone knows everyone. Oh yeah, they're gonna get to the bottom of this.
They're gonna be like, that's Peter. She was fucking with Peter.
I heard they were saying that she was fucking with such and such. Like there's gonna be a lot of that going on.
Jesus Christ, Jen! When you said torture, I thought it was like a dingy room with racks and that's waterboarding this fucking.
No, that's what she. Listen, that's what she needs. No more 19 teenagers and a 5-year-old. They need to put her in a dark room and beat her with a cell phone. Every time it rings, you just beat her with it. Every time it rings.
A bag of SIM, like just get like a bunch of SIM cards and like put them in a sock. And just beat her with that.
No, for real. I mean, rest in peace to those poor babies. Didn't deserve that, but these cell phones. It's like I'm telling you, it's like dope. It's like don't take my cell phone from me. So, alrighty.
I hate to say this, but it would be very interesting if that shit happened here and it was a black child. Ooh, that would have been a very interesting situation. Very interesting. Because a very large argument would come out, and this would be a very divided argument. It really would be.
Oh boy! Yeah,
like how you mean?
Yeah, because I'm like, if they were in mixed school or white school or black school, because in the hood they'd probably be like,
right. No, I mean if it was I would just say a black school. If the person was a black male or a black woman, I would just love to see the amount of people that would actually try to essentially give the kid a pass. I want to know how many people would actually give the kid a pass.
I
And I
see.
don't necessarily give our people the benefit of the doubt. I think a number of us would give the kid a pass because a larger argument would be created as to we need to get these cell phones away from these kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I see a number of the adults saying, no, we don't. That's just an
Right.
isolated incident.
I mean,
And
you
that
got
kid
to, you
was
got
crazy.
it trickles down. The parents don't respect the teachers. They're very
No,
cynical about the teachers, but they send their kids there 8 hours a day, right? To babysit their kids 8 hours a day. And then the students are going to follow, right? The kids are going to follow. Like, my mother don't respect you. I ain't got to respect you. And then, you know what I mean? And then it snowballs to 19 people burning alive in a school.
absolutely.
So, you know, it's
I would
sad
like
situation.
to think that I would like to think that the kind of person or young person that is addicted to their phone that has the capacity to do something like that is like in the minority. I mean, the phones are a problem, but like I think like she obviously was touched. Or again, who is this guy? That is what I want to know. I'm like, what was in the phone? Like, because that's serious. Like, she was driven to that. Like, get this. What if she's not touched? What if she's not crazy? It was just the stuff on that phone was that, like, all the tea. Watching another week. We're going to hear more.
Oh, for sure. We'll revisit. So, this was interesting. Target pulls LGBTQ Pride Month products off the shelves.
You know, that was my first major gig was Target
I
LGBT.
know, honey.
And like I've been staying away from this because you know they've been hitting my channel. From the Target thing, they've been hitting my channel, and I'm just like, y'all, I just got my check and cashed it, y'all. Like, I don't know about anything else. Like, it's just that simple. Leave me out of this.
So our block model, Lily is a model for those of you that don't know, and Lily did a Target campaign. Okay, for the LGBTQ community. Very nice pictures. I've seen them.
I don't know. I
love
don't know if I would go in on this.
How long ago was that, Lily? First of all,
well, I've done it a few times. They were my first gig, like major gig. That was 2021, and then the last time I shot with them was late last year, and that was the point I was going to make. When I first shot with them, it was for a Pride Month, and so I was thinking like, okay, there's just another brand trying to check boxes. No problem, check your box, give me a check, and we're all happy.
Right.
But then when they started calling me out throughout the year, I was like, oh, okay, like you all actually do this throughout the year. This is not just a one-time June thing. So I actually like developed a lot of respect for them for that because it came off more genuine. But what is the real issue? Like I tell you, I really stayed away from this story. So what?
Okay, so this is what's going on. First of all, the CEO backed it 100%. He was like, I mean, having the Pride Month displays all over Target. He says he defended the tuck-friendly Pride collection. What is the tuck-friendly Pride collection? It was actually bathing suits that came out that were tuck-friendly. In other words, you know, the trans women can take their dicks and tuck it between their legs. Am I right, Lily?
Yep.
So tuck friendly bathing suits means I guess maybe there was more room or more comfort in the because tuck friendly tuck friendly I'm guessing it's like, oh, all right, so it's offering more room or more comfort or whatever. So the tuck friendly bathing suits actually had the tag on the side that said tuck friendly. Now here is where it got messy, and this is where social media no, it's not.
I already know this story, so I feel like I already know what you're gonna say, and like I have a big opinion on this, so
okay.
Please.
All right, so here's where it got messy. TikTok got to TikToking. And what TikTok did, the angry mothers against LGBTQ, they started saying, and a couple other people were saying that the tuck-friendly bathing suits were targeted towards the kids. Now, that was Okay, the children. Now that was untrue. The tuck-friendly bathing suits were for adults. But what happens when this person says it and that person says it, like Trump said, you keep telling a lie, it becomes a truth, and everybody's up in arms. And you know, in 2023, like back in the day, it was hard to get somebody to read a book, read past a headline. But in 2023, they're looking at pictures now. Everybody's retarded in 2023. Just looking, oh, look, angry, mad, gay. That's where we are now. Right? No one's doing their own research. When I see a story, before I bring it to the block, I'm like, nope, let me research. Let me see who said it. Let me see who's anti. Let me see who's pro. Let me really dig down where this began, where this started, right? Like when we did the prom seasons last night. And then come to find out, the tuck-friendly bathing suits are for adults, not for children. But TikTokers took it upon themselves to say it was for kids. All hell broke loose. The CEO caught a lot of heat, and they pulled the pride displays from Target. With that said, they did have, and I'm not a fan of this, what they did have for the children was like onesies and little tiny t-shirts that were all about pride or whatever. And I'm like,
that was every year.
Okay, no. That's
Yeah.
just no.
Yeah.
Not on the baby. Don't not on the babies.
Yeah, they do that every year. And you know how I feel about that. Like, I don't care what adults do, consenting adults do, but I'm big on indoctrination of children and a lot of things. Like, this is way before we get to this. I'm talking about Santa Claus and certain things in the certain things in the educational system and just a lot of things. Okay.
And I hate, and listen, whether it's religion, a sports team, ear piercings, I don't like, I'm like you, Lily. I don't care what it is. Let this child decide when they grow up if they want to like the Knicks or they got the little onesies on them. You're a Laker fan. He's born. He wants a titty. He doesn't know about basketball. Okay.
Titty.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit out on this one.
And sexual identity is heavy. Sexual identity is heavy. So I'm like, we don't need the onesie. So at the Target, just so we know, so we could dissect, at the Target displays, they had a big calendar that said queer all year, which backs up what you said, Lily. They talk about this all year. It's not just for Pride. They had books. 'Twas the night before Pride, and it has a picture of what looks like a trans woman and a man with their babies walking with little picket signs. And then they have the onesies, just be you and feel the love, pride friendly. And they actually have the pride friendly tags on the onesies for you little babies want to celebrate pride while they're shitting in their diaper. But the CEO,
too much.
He defended it. This is where we are, Haran. He defended it. He said it's a great thing for the Target brand. And the Target statement says, before we dissect, for more than a decade, Target has offered an assortment of products aimed at celebrating Pride Month. Since introducing this year's collection, we've experienced threats impacting our team members' sense of safety and well-being while at work. Given these volatile circumstances, we are making adjustments to our plans, including removing items that have been at the center of the most significant confrontational behavior. Our focus now is on moving forward with our continuing commitment to the LGBTQIA+ community and standing with them as we celebrate Pride Month throughout the year. What say all of you? Haran, why are you sitting out?
There's so many components attached to this shit.
It is.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm an old misogynist. Maybe this is the beyond me right now. I have nothing for bathing suits with tuckable bathing suits. I have nothing for that. I don't know what
not even one little slither.
Because I'm just trying to conceive of the ergonomics and the design of this, you know.
But no, seriously, Haran, I'm trying to figure out the design. Like, there's a lot here.
There's just a lot to digest.
There's a lot here. I'm trying to figure out what the design. I'm trying to figure out a lot of things here. Who came up with this? Number one, because usually when you see something that is geared in that realm like that, it's at a sex shop. It's not like this is not what I would associate with. Like
Ah,
that's the type of apparel they've been selling apparel like that in sex shops for ages, like the
okay.
60s and 70s. Okay, so that's nothing new. Like none of this stuff is new, really. It's just like they're just I don't like the whole children component because I've always
That
had
I'm
the
not cool
stance.
with.
Yeah, I've never liked the conflation of sex and children. They should not ever be in the same, like, they're not even thinking about that. Like they shouldn't be thinking about
Fuck
that.
them kids.
They
That's how these companies are doing.
well,
Fuck them kids.
It's
that's how
not
these
even that.
companies are. That's how a lot of people are. We call it out a lot, right? Always say fuck them kids. They don't care about them damn kids. But
Until it's an
that's
election.
until
What
it's
are
an
you?
election.
What is it then, Spro? You said it's not even that.
It's okay. So the companies are all full of shit. Target, and it's crazy. So my wife brought this up to me like maybe a week or two ago. She was like, "Oh, you
Like,
seen
did you
this
see what
Target
they're
thing?"
saying, honey? They're gonna gay our kids when we have them.
No, not like that. She was like,
Okay.
"Oh, did you hear what happened with Target?" And I was like, and I did hear something about like tuckable stuff for kids, and I was like, "Oh yeah." And she was like, "So like, are you gonna boycott them?" Because like I call out a lot of the stuff with like these companies and like the woke pushy stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and I told her I was like, "No," and she was like, "Why?" And I was like, "Well, for one, Target is fucking awesome. I love Target." There's one right around the corner from me. I love Target. Secondly, something like that, like just looking at this stuff now, it no longer matters what you do. Target is full of shit because Target and all the other companies, especially
Mm-hmm.
Disney, except Disney, there's another component as far as like the stuff that we've been seeing with them the past few years, and that's because their CEO Bob Iger wants to run for president as a Democrat. But it is also this other component. It's their ESG score. They don't care. It's their ESG score.
What's
That's
an
what it is.
ESG score?
Their social, so like companies like BlackRock. Here we go again. Yeah,
Oh
YouTube.
God.
I don't want to get your channel in trouble.
Yeah, I'm about to say yeah.
But
Don't
like,
mention their name on it.
but like certain entities, are in control of like bodies, and there are things, and get this isn't a conspiracy theory. This is public knowledge.
They got him. They got Spro.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I will say this though.
When he said that word, I was like, they're gonna fuck up this.
Oh, it just okay, cool, and
I will say this though. Target is one of the biggest psychological ruses around, and I say that because
Psychological rules.
yeah, psychological rules. Because I've always seen this working in marketing. The worst stores to ever have close to you are the stores where everything's fucking cheap. Because usually, if you don't notice, what do you usually do with stores that when everything's perceived to be cheap?
You
You
buy
keep
a
going
lot.
back. You buy a lot. You keep going back. And when you really do the numbers monthly, you realize, oh shit, you're pretty much spending the same amount of money that you spent there that you spent at the more expensive spot. So don't get me wrong. I'm a Target user myself. I shop there all the time. I just did a Target run. But I'm just saying, the psychology of it.
Y'all fancy. I go to Walmart. Y'all fancy.
Well, I have to go to Target because
with the trailer trash. With the trailer trash.
We don't have Walmart.
I'm in
here.
Nevada.
Well,
Yeah, we don't have Walmarts here, so and I have to do Target, but to Haran's point, I go in there with a list because
Same.
they'll have you. They'll have you fucked up.
Yeah, they get me.
Yep.
They'll have you fucked up.
I tell my wife every time, like, we're going in here for this, and this,
Mm-hmm.
and it's my efforts are futile, but still.
Of course.
But Target,
Like
they care about the money though, and what they're worried about. The reason why they're doing this, and I heard they had like an emergency meeting like this past Monday because like they had like the Pride display was like really big, and this is like for all the stores. It was like a whole section, and then what they did was they didn't get rid of it; they just made it smaller, and there was an emergency meeting. Bunch of memos went out. They don't want, and now I did not know, like Jen, what you just shared about the TikTok thing, like people like, like I guess probably like super conservative, like, moms all
they went
scared.
ham. They went
Because
ham
get
on
this,
TikTok.
they're paranoid because of all the other stuff. Like some of them probably are just like ignorant and stupid, but like the other ones, like there are so many people now that are like when you see outrage about like this kind of stuff, especially every time it seems like the past 5 years as June approaches, like just the outrage. Most of these people, and this is my theory, aren't like homophobic or like transphobic. It really is the kid thing. and they're just like, like I can dig it. Like, I'm not against this, you know, like, hey, my cousin's gay, you know, or like, but it's really because of the kids. And like, also, I think it's also kind of cringe because like, just if we look at like statistics, like it makes like they're a very small minority. Now that doesn't mean that there shouldn't be representation or like recognition or anything.
Yeah, everybody
like
keeps
that.
saying that the population is a little strange that they push this hard with campaigns and stuff.
And that's where the ESG thing comes in, which is why we're seeing all this like diversity, equity, inclusion stuff. And honestly, anyone who's like worth anything, and this goes for white people, people of color, people who are trans, people who are gay, anyone who like has common sense, like that shit is cringe. And it's weird because you're basically, through doing that, you're resulting me to only these things are immutable. I can't help the fact that I'm black. I can't help the fact that I'm gay. I can't help the fact that I'm trans. So like you're making you're boiling those things down. That's me now. That's my whole being. And it's just so you can get scores from people who honestly, the crazy, like it's like a small minority of people that like get outraged about this kind of stuff. It'll be like people will get mad. Oh, Target made their pride section small, but then they don't even shop at Target. Right. It'll be people who are like, oh, can you believe the Bud Light thing? Like these people, first off, who the hell was buying Bud Light?
Right.
For
Nobody
the
I
place.
know.
I remember my wife again told me about that. She's like, you believe the Bud Light? They was like, yo, like it's crazy. I was like, I think Bud Light is stupid for multiple reasons because of the whole Dylan Mulvaney thing. But like, who the fuck is drinking Bud Light anyway?
Like, you know what? To your point, Sproul, I've been saying this for years that most people are not homophobic. They're not transphobic. They may be ignorant. They may just not, and ignorant in the dictionary sense, like not, oh, you so ignorant. Like, no, just don't know. They just don't know no one in the community, never met anyone in the community. They're just getting stuff through TikTok and word of mouth. It's like, oh, we're supposed to hate this is who we're hating. Okay, cool. Yeah, I hate you too. You know, and a piece of it I feel like is the children thing. A piece of it I feel like it is this is another thing I feel like what is going on too, where the backlash is coming from. I think people have finally got to a place where they were ready to accept, like, okay, there's gay people in the world. Okay, cool. All right. All right, we get it. Oh wow, there's trans people. Okay, there's more trans people. Okay, listen, I'm trying to wrap my head around this. I'm just now getting to the gay thing, you know, but okay. And then all of this other influx of stuff just started coming in like a tsunami. And they're like, hold up, now this is too much too quick. All these new languages and rules and colors and letters, and then they get mad if I don't know the right letter or the right color, that it goes with the right flag, and that's where I think a lot of it came from as well. Just like people just felt like they were being force fed. And no one likes to be force fed anything.
I think that I agree with you 100% because, I mean, gay people have been around since Adam and Eve. The jury's still out. I think Adam was bisexual, but whatever. That's a show for another day. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So I'll say
that's what the people say.
Right. So I'll say this, like, I'm like, first of all, I think it's more people don't like change and they don't want change. Okay, this is how I've been eating this damn pie for my whole fuck. Don't you come in here talking about you got this new type of sugar that'll make me live 5 years longer. I don't want to live 5 years longer. I want this fucking pie that's bad for me. That is how people are. That is how human beings are. They don't like change, right? I'm one of them people. I'm like, fuck your Latinx and your Latina. I'm not going to do it. I've got this far in my life, okay, without changing my fucking language. I don't give a, well, you know, you're not really Latino because Latino is adjacent to the Europeans and the Europeans, blah, blah. So technically Hispanic and then the thing is that you get it from all sides, okay? Because Latin people are like, how dare you not be, you're not Latinx. I've heard you're not Latinx, you're Latina, you're not Latino, you're Hispanic, you're not Hispanic because the Spaniards, blah, blah. I've heard you're Nincantancla. You're not even, I was like, get the fuck away from me, okay? I just want to eat my sandwich. I want to eat my fucking sandwich. And I want to binge watch on Netflix. I don't care. So it's a combination of people. We're being bombarded now. We got to they, them, cis. Now we're cis. We can't just be female. Now we're cis gender. Now he's a cis. You know, it's just too fucking much. So people quite naturally are just fucking striking back and saying, now fuck everything. Throw the baby out the bathwater, turn the whole table over. Fuck all of you weirdos. I think that's how people are reacting. So you couple that with children, onesies. Oh, it's tornado volcano. You're gonna get hell
for their dicks. Babies.
My baby, you want my baby? This is how TikTok is. You want my baby to tuck his dick?
No, you sound like Lil Boosie. Where is he at? Did he show up today and talk about that?
He's busy building. He's literally busy building a neighborhood for his family.
Oh,
you're right. He's the hero Gotham needs right now. Where is he? I haven't seen him in a while.
Gotham. Yeah, I think once you start marketing towards the babies, but it's true. It's a small percentage of the population. It's like, I'm an atheist, right? Yay! I mean, we're barely a blip on the radar. It's like if I walk in Target now and there's atheist displays. I'm like,
you're an godless shit in the middle of Target.
And then guess what would happen? Guess what would happen, Haran? People would get on TikTok and attack atheists, and I'm like, I have nothing to do with Target. I have
nothing. And I wanted to get some eggs and some wipes and some like eyeshadow.
And then there's a witch hunt for us, and I'm like, we're like 0.5% of the population.
I can just see it now. You just got like these shirts with these crosses on them with the band symbol on it and shit like that. You know.
I just want to eat my fucking sandwich.
You got the Jen line in the back.
The Jen Carrera line.
The Jen Garcia line in the back.
Jesus.
I think the like outrage that we see from there's so many different things. Like I think outrage is that's like a lot of what's going on now. Like we're kind of in a little bit of a culture war. We're seeing it from whether it be sexuality, race. The people that are like screaming about that, I don't think they're the majority. I think it's growing, but at the same time, I also think that kind of thinking is dying at the same time. I don't know. It's a struggle right now. It really is a war. And these are people that, yeah.
Well, I was going to say, you see Jupiter on here. To Jupiter's point, I like that point. Real members of the LGBTQ community are not easily offended and outraged by everything. Many of us are super cool with thick alligator skin. And so that's the other thing. They try to make both sides louder than they really want to be. And most people just want to go and pick up their eggs and their cheese.
And eat their sandwich.
No one's really... You know how hard life is? Like, and how many things go on in the course of a day. We don't have time to care about all of these things.
And there's stuff
Again, it's like the whole atheist thing. When people hear that, they're taken aback. They're like, and I'm like, before you say another thing, ask yourself a couple questions. Are we ever going to fuck, make money, okay, or meet? Before you open your mouth, think about that. Am I going to affect your money, your relationship, or your life? If the answer is no, mind your fucking business.
The last 5 to 10 years have reminded me of that old Tears for Fears song, Everybody Wants to Rule the World. And the concept behind it is that right now I'm just seeing where everyone seems to just be in a fight for the soul of where all this is going.
Where's it going?
See,
the soul of God.
We're all gonna look. Listen, man. We're all gonna die soon, and the sun is gonna run out of fuel, and we're all gonna freeze to death or burn to death. Anyway,
what's crazy? You know what's crazy though? This does feel like Gotham now.
It's totally Gotham. It's really Gotham now.
It's really Gotham. No, it hasn't always felt like Gotham. This feels, the factions and the people that are branched off in this, we're these and we're with Bane and we're with, the Joker. And we're
we got super villains.
Dark Knight
probably like Lex Luthor.
Yeah,
it's
Dark Knight
weird right now, man. We got
Dark Knight, Gotham.
Yeah,
essentially.
You got the people who is like, I'm the Trumpsters. I'm with the Trumpsters, and I'm with the Muskrats, the Muskrats, and
they wear the uniforms, and we can tell them apart.
It's scary. It's a really weird
Let me acknowledge the super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat, Fahim Jackson, for supporting the channel. Fahim Jackson says LGBTQ have the highest disposable income in America. Target is about that dollar. And also Adam Hearn, thank you for the super chat. Adam Hearn says Anheuser-Busch owns Corona. No backlash yet. Now, is it true what Fahim Jackson said? Is that true? Does the LGBTQ have the highest disposable income in America?
If they do, it still wouldn't equal to what the majority's money is, and that's the reason why they made their section smaller, because they don't want the Bud Light thing to happen to them and affect their money, which actually makes them even more disingenuous. So, like, I mean, I can see it. Like there are probably plenty of LGBTQ people who are just like me, who are like, yeah, that's fucked up, but like, I'm still gonna go to Target. so like, it's like who cares? Like, yeah, that's super cringe. Target. Yeah, here's my Target membership.
No one is that married to their belief system where they're where they won't save $1. I don't give a fuck who you are.
The 7 people who are drinking Bud Light seem to be, because they've lost a lot of money in the past few weeks. It's nuts.
But did you notice how we went through phases? Or I'll just speak for me. When these things first dropped, it was like, I'm not going to do that anymore, and I'm not going to do that, and I'm not going to. And then after we're like boycott and outrage exhausted now, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to Target. I'm trying to save me and fuck them. I love it, but I got to go to Walmart. I got to go to Target.
I know this shit in the 90s.
It's like, I know the CEO of Walmart was caught on a call saying all niggers die, black monkey, AIDS, but I need to save some money, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, Great Value is actually pretty dope in comparison to a lot of name brands. If y'all like, that's one thing I will say. Great Value is better than like Target's brand, but I like the aesthetic of Target. I also like the customer service at Target, because the customer service at Walmart is trash. It is just awful. I have to go, guys. So
all right, take care of yourself, brother.
Good night.
Good night.
Jen, I was exhausted on activism after I bumped into an old 5%er who had a white wife and macaroon children. I was basically like, you know what? Yeah, I'm good at all this activism shit.
Listen, before
this motherfucker was Khalid Muhammad, and he laid down with a white woman. So
let me tell you my disenchantment moment. Okay. You guys think I'm bad now. I was uber militant in my 20s. I was disgusting. Okay, I was like, die, crocodile. It was bad. It was bad.
We were both on the Khalid Muhammad train.
I used to go to sleep listening to it and wake up listening to it. I used to fall asleep. It was bad. Okay, it was bad. So I've been reformed. The man, the tall, dark-skinned, African-looking FBA man who introduced me and took me in to the conference where Dr. Khalid Muhammad was speaking, sat me in the front row, and I was just like, oh, I'm home, right? Fast forward, 2020s. I run into him on Instagram. Yo, Scotty, what's up? And I'm like, I'm scrolling his IGs, and I was like, whoa, that looks like a white lady. Please tell me this woman is Creole. She's from New Orleans. This cannot be a Caucasian. This cannot be a Caucasian.
No, ma'am. From the mountains of Caucasus. From the mountains of Caucasus.
And when I tell you, and you guys know me, I cannot bite my tongue. I lit up his DMs. Typing. I was like, what the fuck? You took me to Khalid Muhammad. What the fuck is that? You're not even embarrassed to pose with this bitch on Instagram. Who the fuck do you think you are? Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. And he gave me the...
You did it with an autobiography of Malcolm X next to you. As you were there angry.
I was like, motherfucker, you introduced me to that. You took me there. We sat there together. And he gave me the whole spiel about he got divorced from his wife, and him and this chick just happened, and she's a very sexual person, and everything he wants to try and his experiments, she's down with it. I was like, oh, so the excuses, you needed a hoe. Hoes come in black and Latin? Yeah, son of a bitch. It was a mess. It was a mess. And yeah, I had to, it hurt me too much, because I'm like, yo, we were on this thing, and then eventually I got over it, but I'm not going to lie, I was disenchanted. I was taken aback. I was like, not you, Scotty, not you. Yeah, but yeah, that was my little realization. that
Because I
things
realized,
aren't always.
because I realized that at the end of the day, people are going to do what works for them.
Yep.
You know what I
Right.
mean? And he was happy. He had he was Susan. She had the whitest name. You know what I mean? The little kids had little white kid names. I'm like, oh man, this guy is in a different space right now.
Yeah.
And plus, my whole mindset around about politics and power dynamics, it began to evolve and change, and I began to realize that the NOI was not that different from the KKK in many ways. When I
Oh, shots
began to
fired.
when I began to really measure a number of things and so on. And yeah, it was a moment of enlightenment for me. And I was
All right.
going to be a 5%er at one point in time.
Oh, they almost got you. Well,
You,
with
They
that
almost got me.
said, I'd still vote for the black KKK over the white KKK.
Oh, absolutely, because we
yeah,
benefit.
yeah, yeah. And like I
Uh,
think we like my disenchanted moment was with when I was coming and I was talking to somebody earlier. It wasn't through activism per se, but it was like in the religious like Christianity. Like this is when I was in the music industry and I had to go from this mega church to that mega church in like in different cities and stuff like that. And it's actually around the time when Kanye came out with Jesus Walks and we were booking these different shows and I'm looking at these churches pay Kanye $50,000 for 30 minutes to an hour of performing and I'm like wow that's interesting and just like so many different things I saw it's just, I could write a whole book of just the things that I saw that could just completely made me realize that people were full of shit.
before
Jen,
we pass the mic to Louis Cognier, yeah, thick vanilla fudge. It was thick vanilla fudge. James Oko, thank you for the super chat and for supporting on the block. James Oko, he's like he wants to smoke. He said, but when I asked was the race of the white the dude that was talking if he was white if she was white the race of her whatever y'all said why does it matter and
well,
I remember what James was talking about. First of all, James, I didn't do that because I knew why you were asking because you
no,
wanted
I
intel.
asked. No, no,
Okay,
I
you
asked.
asked. Okay, because I be wanting intel to see where people
No,
are.
no, no, I asked James, and you didn't answer. See how this
Mm,
works?
mm.
And now you're asking when he's gone. You thought you had a gotcha moment, but you didn't. You know what I mean? I asked you, like, what does it matter? And you had the opportunity to basically present why it matters. Now we can't really get into the conversation because he's gone now. Try again tomorrow, though, with a super chat.
Well, he does. Well, he doesn't have. I mean, Spro doesn't have to be here for this part of it because I guess he's questioning the panel. Why did the panel say it didn't matter? But
Hmm.
now we're like such and such was white or whatever. I knew why he was asking because I do the same thing. I'd be trying to see where people coming from. But
But
James,
see,
if you want the smoke, you could come up, James.
but see
Absolutely.
the difference is um he Sproul is not up here being Malcolm X,
No, he's not.
right? So like it's the hypocrisy that kind of gets people looking like a confused puppy. Like, I
Well,
thought,
you're absolutely right. That's what. If anything, Spro is on the other side. Spro is like you
right,
Mhm,
black people
absolutely.
crazy.
right.
But yeah, in my situation, and I think in Haran's situation, like when I was disenchanted, it was because this guy, you know what I mean. We were
Hmm.
all about the system and the, you know what I mean. And it's like, whoa, like you didn't even
Yeah.
go Asian. You went Caucasian. I was taken aback, right? Because you don't
Plus, it was the
expect someone.
'90s. Plus, it was the '90s in New York. We were anti-cracker.
Oh
That
yeah,
whole culture
it was
was it.
crazy.
Yeah,
New
yeah,
York
it
was
was a culture.
yeah, it was nuts. With that said, let me pass the mic to Louis Cognier, who's been waiting patiently. How are you, sir? Welcome.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Haran,
Hello, sir.
Lily, Jen, what's going on?
How you doing,
Hey,
sir?
Good, good. It took me like 5 minutes to try to get in the room. I had to reset my phone, so I missed the last few minutes of what the conversation is.
Mhm. Okay, so we spoke about a couple different things. Right now, we're on Target pulls LGBTQ Pride Month products off their shelves after facing backlash from TikTok and what have you. And they're saying that they're getting death threats. And so basically, they want to keep their business partners and their employees safe. So they pulled the Pride products down. The Pride products were targeting infants, I would say, with little onesies about Pride. And then there was a rumor that just took off like a wildfire. It was a lie. They had tuck-friendly bathing suits for adult males, and someone got on TikTok and said it was targeted towards children, little boys, and all hell broke loose. But the bathing suits were not for little boys; they were for men. But it already had. I mean, the horse was out the gate.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, money rules everything, and because I work in retail, I blame Target for that because they should do a poll on their demographics to see who patronized that area. Not one area is going to be the same as another. Just like New York, New Jersey area is more liberal than Bible Belt, like Midwest or whatever. So it's best that, you know, those corporations, they should do better surveying of the area they market in to see what demographics is going to patronize what. And I mean, something like that, I mean, that should be something in more of a store, like, you know, like in Greenwich Village. I could see a store like in Greenwich Village where there's a heavy LGBT community that they would sell there because it's servicing that area. But a major retailer, they just like the Bud Light conversation you had like 2 weeks ago, I believe. They going out for clout chasing, and I guess it backfired on them, trying to get that money, and the people are smoking.
I know that Lily, the trans population, what percentage is that? Do you know?
I don't.
You don't know the
It is
trans
a small. It is a small percentage. Let me look that up real quick.
Look that
But
up
I mean,
for a second.
not for nothing. I mean, like every major metropolitan city has a gay hub. Like just like in New York, you got the Greenwich Village. I could see someone having a store there in Greenwich Village because that's where a heavy concentrated population is in that particular area. Or if you like in Atlanta, there'd be a certain segment there. But a general merchandise store like Target that's nationwide, I mean, you could kind of expect that backlash because, I mean, besides the East and the West Coast, Middle America is very conservative for the most part.
Yeah, that is true. That's very true. I will say that, Haran, do you got that? You got the info?
Yeah, 0.5%, 0.5%.
Wow. So it's
So
like
that's
the joke.
probably
Interesting.
so that's about 1.3 million people.
Wow.
That's like the joke I said about atheists. Okay.
Right. It's the same. Yeah.
Right. So what's funny is that I
But
understand
they can make
it's
money
very
off of them. They can't make money off of atheists. They can make money
very
off of
very
that.
true. Right. There's no like atheist parade. Not
Right.
not till I hit the scene and then ooh, the devil's gonna come down Fifth Avenue. Not yet. I'll be down there with my Maleficent horse. The demons are here. I agree with what you said, Luis Cognier, but I think that honestly, 1 million point whatever you said, there are millions more that support the LGBTQ. Some very sincerely, some like I just want to be down with whatever's popping. So that's why those things fly off the shelves. I guarantee the majority of that memorabilia, those souvenirs, the flags are not even bought by the trans population. I guarantee they're bought by the friends, the allies, and the people that are full of shit, right?
And the
Because there's something to
trendies.
do.
And the
And then what?
trendies.
Absolutely.
The trendies.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I
And
like oh, sorry, Lily.
well, no, what I guess I would have noticed is if I didn't do the ad or whatever, but when I was after I did the ad for Target, I was walking down the street like for a couple of months because I did it. Yeah, so it came out in June, so it was the summertime, and I remember walking down the street, and I was seeing a lot of people in the stuff that I modeled, and it'd be like families, like So, and I mean when I say about families, like the traditional mother, father, children type situation that was rocking some of the stuff. So you're right, Jen, that it was supporters or people who just wanted to be down with the trend, allies and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And the rainbow is a very attractive thing.
It
Who
is.
doesn't want to wear rainbow?
It is.
Well, although it's a small population, it's a population that has a certain amount of social power. So, for the most part, with today's current time, so it would be wise, not the show solitude or alliance, so you're not labeled a homophobe or bigot or whatever. So I can see
that's
that
another.
also.
Yeah, that's another. I didn't think about that, but you're right. That's another angle to it where people are like, "Let me just be down with whatever is happening." So you know what I mean?
They don't fuck with me.
Right. I'm a cool one. I'm cool. No beef over here. No beef. Yeah. That's oh no.
Wow.
I could never be pressured into shit. If I don't like it, I don't like it. You're gonna have to walk it off. No, ma'am,
It's
no
real
sir.
funny. It's you guys make a very, very poignant statement when you're saying that there's always just going to be this large group of people who just want to be a part of something, give a damn what it is. And you can actually make money off of them, and as long as it's popular, they can just be seen, with, next to those things and those ideas, I guess they're a viable market. From what I'm understanding, when it comes to the LGBTQ community, many of them just want to be left the fuck alone. They don't want this to turn into some sort of brand and this and that and whatever the fuck. These motherfuckers just want to live, go to work, come home, and just be left the fuck alone.
Right.
They're like regular, miserable, straight people.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
I always said my favorite gigs are the ones that didn't try to make that my identity, because I make it very clear in any and every interview that I've ever done. Like, you will not make that my identity. You're not even gonna make Black my identity. You're not gonna make LGBT. They make none of that shit my identity. Like, and so I've done some gigs that they just threw me in with the rest of the models. I'm a model that you booked because you like my look. Simple and plain.
But before we continue, E Black has brought something very important to my attention. He says, "Stop the show. The likes are looking dusty." Y'all really listening to us and not liking it? You got four intelligent people up here from all walks of life giving you a different spin. This is not an echo chamber. I can't get some likes. That's what we doing, me gente on the block. Y'all pulling up and not dropping off a little like in the like bucket.
So
come on.
Hey, Jen, you should have some annoying music like Kevin Samuels used to have. When they didn't get the likes, he'd play some annoying music.
Oh, that's hilarious. I didn't know that. That's what I'm going to have to start doing, because this is great. Give me some likes, people. Give me some likes. I don't ask for much. Give me some likes. James Oko, and I do have some pictures I want to share. And Lily, I want to ask you something specifically about it. So I'm expecting to see some likes before Lily and I dissect this, and we haven't even gotten to the main topic, the nitty gritty. Okay.
Oh, Adam Hearn. I was talking about the tuck uniform. Like, I don't got nothing for that, man. I don't know what you want me to say.
Well, if we got you one, would you at least try it?
No.
Okay.
Because I don't know if the hole is big enough. I throw that in there, baby. I throw it in there, baby.
He needs a supersized tuck.
Hey,
he needs a tuck. He needs the tuck. Okay.
They might have it covered because some of these girls are packing. So.
Holy shit.
Put it this way. When I first started watching porn as a teenager, as we all do, we run into that damn friend who always has the damn porn. Do we not all have, when we were teenagers, there's always that one fucking friend that had got his hands on the porn, and we all giggling and watching it in front of the TV like, shh, we're watching. And I got to say, the white vaginas, I was like, that looks different. I'm like, why do vaginas look like my Barbie? I was like, no, honey, I'm an animaniac. Okay, we animate over here. You know what you're looking at? You're looking at me, baby. So I can relate. I can relate around. Do what you want with that information. James Oko, thank you for the super chat and supporting the channel. Give me them likes, y'all. James Oko says, used to be pro-African. Yeah, Jen, you did a complete 180. Wah, wah, wah. No, I used to be pro-Black. Now I'm pro-African. Get it right. Get it right. Get it right.
Now here's a real kicker for a lot of you youngsters that you don't know. Hip hop itself used to be essentially pro-Black.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Public Enemy, X-Clan,
all that.
Sheep,
All that. You know what I mean? All of that. So we're showing we're showing our age for the fact that there was a time where what we're saying right now was basically in the music.
Yeah, and it was
Well, that was
beautiful.
part of the
That was
That was part of the
amazing.
culture.
It was amazing. It was a part of the culture, man. It was amazing.
But they
Is
showed
anybody
all
here
sides
from
of
New
the
York?
culture.
I'm from New
Yeah,
York.
Originally?
We're all
all
from
of
New
us,
York.
all of us.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you had the Nuwabians, the Hebrew Israelites, the Five
Mm-hmm.
Percenters, the NOI. All of them used
Mm-hmm.
to be
They
down by
still sit
Times
down. They still
Square.
out there. Yeah, no,
Mm-hmm.
they still out there. They out there right now. They
Mm-hmm.
out there.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't gone nowhere.
Tristan said Jen is pro Jen. You damn right. First and foremost, and then we'll start divvying out to ethnicities and race and all of that. But yes, I am pro Jen first and foremost.
Queen says I'm melanated, honey.
Oh,
There you go.
Kyrie said, I was that friend. Why am I not shot, Kyrie? Why
See,
am I not shot?
there's always that friend.
I'm not shot. With the Ebony A stash and the Janet Jackson stash. Oh, damn.
Janine Pepper.
Yeah.
All right, we over here showing
James is funny. He be trying to paint this narrative so bad. I'm gonna have to give James a dame lashing one day. Get him up here and get him.
Yeah.
I exercise these men like they need exorcisms from me. I gotta put them on the
Just like
screen.
that.
Well,
What's wrong, baby?
the last dude looked like he liked it. He looked like he was into it.
It's a sexual exorcism. That's what I'm gonna start doing. Be like, what is it, baby? What is it? What is it?
What do you want?
Hey, Haran.
What's
Do you
up, brother?
remember Playland that used to be at across the street from the Port Authority?
Yes, I do.
I used to work there.
Ooh,
Really?
Day.
Oh, shit.
And that was a sort of a red pill moment for me. I was the jackass that you give me the dollars,
Mm-hmm.
and I will give you the tokens, and they go in the booths.
Mm-hmm.
And this was in the 90s, and a real eye-opening thing, because on the main floor was like the old strippers, and downstairs was the transgendered, and upstairs were where the gay guys were crews.
It was packed in the trans part, wasn't it?
Well, normal people, we would go see the women, but you'll see the white guys with the three-piece suits that work on Wall Street that will go upstairs and downstairs. And I don't know if you remembered during that time when it was a big explosion of the AIDS epidemic in Nassau and Westchester County. These are the same guys that go upstairs and downstairs. They go across the street to catch the LIRR home to their suburban wives.
Sounds about right. Oh, Tristan said tokens. Well, young man, after we invented fire and discovered oxygen, we got around to this little thing called tokens that we usually used when we wanted to board transportation. When we wanted to board public transportation and we wanted to get into sneaky areas. We had this thing called tokens.
This is a good question. Tova says, what's the difference between pro-Black and pro-African? Well, they're two different countries and the cultures are different. I relate to one and not the other. If that question was for me.
Well, pro-African is everybody in the whole world, and pro-Black is just a person in a particular diaspora, so to say.
Yeah, I could agree with that. Yeah, I could agree with that. Lily, I'd like to ask you, what do you think, because we're up here and we're like, look, most trans people, like most atheists, they just want to eat their sandwich, right? But when you see stuff, I got the pictures of the, just two of the Target, of some of the Target displays, because I didn't have time to research this. I literally did it while we were talking. But I got two pictures of so we could see what they look like, why people were up in arms about, I walked in with my toddler and there were rainbows over there.
And they're like, oh, mommy, I want that.
Right. And it's like, oh my God. And the shirt said trans on it. And it was devastating for all of us. We were just appalled. We couldn't even go home and eat our spaghetti.
We had to stop and pray right there, then and there.
Yes.
Call on the Lord. So
this is what the displays look like.
Yes, I've seen it.
That's one of them. So there's a big rainbow, #take pride. And then this one I think has like little kids clothes.
See, okay, yeah. See, they put that one. The Target I go to, the kids stuff is upstairs, which I have no business up there because I don't have any kids. And the other stuff that's up there, I have no business up there for that shit either. So I don't ever see theirs. But that's interesting. Wow.
That 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 doesn't look right to me. It doesn't sit right to me. It has nothing to do with children. It just looks weird. I guess. Look, man, I was growing up in the '80s, and hearing about what gays went through and so on and so forth, seeing all this stuff on display and all this coin being made off of that experience and so on and so forth. It just looks weird because people from this particular generation, they don't know a lot about what America used to be, and how it was just so divided. So to just see all that stuff on display and people just making money off of it just seems weird. It just seems really strange. I don't know. Maybe I'm old.
Is it maybe? Is it any different than? And Lily, you could chime in. Like, how do you feel when you walk in Target and see that? Do you feel represented? Do you feel like, yes, it's Pride Month? Do you feel like that's right? Damn it, we hear loud and proud. How do you feel? Or are you
okay. Well, like I said, originally I thought it was pandering. Originally, because in June, that's all you see. Like it's just rainbows every damn where, right? And then July 1st, they are all ripped down, right? That's with the stores. Same thing as being a model. Usually all the bookings start coming around February, April, March. No. Yeah, February, March, April. Is that in order? Yeah. And then you're shooting those 3 months for June. And then typically those brands stop booking visibly LGBT models. If you can blend in, you could keep getting work. That's how I was able to still get work. So when I first walked in to not just Target, but other stores, I was like, here we go again. So what got me with Target is the fact that they do it all year round. I never really kept up with the children's stuff, but I like the fact that they did it all year round because it seemed, yes, of course, I know they're a corporation just like this country. So the goal is to make money. I have no problem with that. But it just seemed a little bit more genuine than just that one Pride Month. It's the equivalent of the Black History Month. You remember when Walmart tried to do, Walmart tried to do Juneteenth last year, and they was like, nah, we're not having it, because where was Juneteenth in April, or where was your black stuff in June? So so I think it's just that. I think, and it's not just me. The agents have talked about this. Other LGBTQ models have talked about this, and just people in the community as well are sick of the pandering. It's obvious who's doing it.
Okay, but let me really quickly. I'm sorry, Haran. Adam Hearn. Yes, I would interview Dr. Umar. Absolutely, why not?
That'd be a good interview.
Bring him on.
And remember to ask about that school. But anyway, I guess akin to it would be, Jen, remember when, like maybe a couple of years ago, when they were doing the, oh Jesus Christ, when they were doing the whole Black Lives Matter shit, and then companies and everybody got into it, and they got then the blackout photo, and Netflix had a nigger section and shit like that, and it just and then they hit us with Juneteenth, a day that they get off of work too, and it's just like, it was just like, look, dude, just don't kill us and give us some fucking financial opportunities. Is that all that that's all we're asking for? No one asked for a banner. No one asked for a section in Netflix. No one asked for this other shit, or another fucking day for you to tack on. It just felt like it's not only felt like it felt like grandstanding. It felt like you're doing this to make yourself feel better rather than actually handle the problem.
Are we though? Are we ignoring that we live in a capitalist society? Look,
I understand.
Matter of fact, even Tristan said it. He said, "Isn't it Pride next month? I don't see the issue. It's capitalism. Is it any different than Thanksgiving and Valentine's Day? Everything is hearts, and Thanksgiving everything is turkeys, and Halloween everything is. How is it not the same thing?"
I feel the same. And I feel the same about the other things.
Well, I think with this is that it's dealing with a community versus a holiday, I guess. Like when you're dealing with actual, because like we were all saying, the majority of people in all of these communities just want to eat their sandwich or whatever and come shop and get their stuff and go on home. So it's like these communities get thrown into it when they don't even want to get thrown into it. Most people like they just want to blend in and be left alone for real. Like the average person. Hold on, I'm thinking about social media. Things have
Yeah, because
changed.
I'm like, let me.
Things
I'm
have
a, I'm
changed.
a, I'm a push back a little bit.
I got a
I think I'm
question.
pushing back on my own shit. The more I started talking, I was like, hold
Hey,
on.
hey, Jen,
Go ahead, Lewis, because I got a question for Haran. But go ahead, Lewis.
are they like? Here's the thing, because I know like when you have Breast Cancer Awareness Month, in my store we sell all the
Pink.
pink ribbon, but that money from that goes to breast cancer awareness.
Hopefully,
Now,
right?
yeah, hopefully, yeah. In today's world, you never know.
Right.
If I'm from that particular community, I think I would be more satisfied if Target or whoever retailer, instead of trying to make a quick buck to try to appease people, why not donate money to certain causes? Just like you would donate money to um, a facility that helps runaway gay teens that were either kicked out of their home or
Right.
to gay health, like healthcare or something like that, or particular charities that actually benefits the gay community instead of making a quick buck off, like, hey, look at us. We're an ally. Come spend your money here.
I
It's
mean,
all,
but that it's not, Luis. Now you're asking humans to not be human.
of
Humans are
course, we're
animals.
naturally
They're
biased.
horrible. They're horrible. They're not
We're
compassionate unless
tribalistic.
they're forced or have a threat of everlasting hell or some God damning them. Like humans are really horrible. Right.
Terrible.
So you would be
Terrible.
asking them to be compassionate. Hey, what a wonderful world it would be if every rainbow that was ever sold was given to someone who had been hurt or maimed or needs some place to live and they're trans. But that's not this world and is most definitely not America. Most definitely not America. But I wanted to push back a little bit on Haran because
What's
you
up?
said I don't. When I said the seasons do it, Christmas, Valentine's Day, whatever. I know around June I want to see the Puerto Rican flags because I want it convenient for me to go grab one, right? Yeah, I know I got some up here, but we always need some new ones. We Puerto Rican, we exaggerate about every fucking thing, right? Okay, está bien. So around June, I'm like, oh good, I could get me a flag because it's gonna be June, whatever. So you said you don't like any of it.
No, there's some bias to it connected to like maybe one or two holidays.
Exactly.
I'll admit I like Christmas for the kids.
See?
I like buying kids gifts and shit like that.
See,
I like
you're a
it.
cog in the wheel. You're a cog
You
in the
know what I'm saying?
wheel.
I didn't say I wasn't. However, you know what I mean, there's certain things where I'm just like, Jesus Christ. There's a certain thing called overkill. Like for instance, if you notice, I mean, they might as well just phase out Thanksgiving. Because after fucking, you know what I mean, Halloween, we're just going straight into fucking Christmas now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm seeing places with ornaments up. You know what I mean? You're seeing the commercials. I mean, Halloween is has become a bigger, well, I wouldn't even say holiday, but a bigger event
Yeah,
than
for sure.
Thanksgiving itself. You know what I mean? And I guess mainly because you're not making that much money off of Thanksgiving, whatever. But
Well,
there's certain
hey,
things.
Haran.
Wait, one thing, sir. There's just certain overkill. There's just overkill, like what you said the other day, Jen. You know what I mean? Like it's like Secretary Day. There's like Hug Your Dog Day. There's like Sibling Day. There's like, you know what I mean, Hopscotch Day. All kinds of shit. And it's like, what the fuck?
But
You know
they
what I
do
mean?
it, because you are the customer and they know that you like
Absolutely,
Christmas for the kids. And that is why they do it.
absolutely.
That's why they're able to do Secretary Day and Dog Day and Bumped Your Knee Day and Big Lip Day and Small Lip Day and Blue Day,
Hmm.
Blue Eye Day. They know like they're working you. They're like, oh, we just got to
Oh,
make something.
absolutely.
And they work. And that's why I don't partake at all. I do not do holidays. I don't
No,
do
at all.
holidays.
None of
I
them.
Can I
don't.
say
None.
something
None.
right quick?
Go ahead, Lewis. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, and Haran, I apologize for interrupting you.
No,
Here's
brother.
the
No,
thing.
absolutely.
because I work in food retail, Thanksgiving is the largest money-making season for food retail. Just like Christmas is the time where retailers and toy manufacturers make their money. Those turkey farmers and stuffing makers have to get their money. Just like Valentine's Day, the people that grow the roses got to get their money. Since we live in this large capitalistic machine that people love partaking into capitalistic rituals, that's what they're for, to take your buck. And also, and Thanksgiving is traditionally the time when families get together, or what I like to say is the time of year that we pretend to tolerate each other, especially our distant family members. We tolerate them that one time a year, have some turkey, then get the fuck out of my face, come back a year later. That's what's
I don't even think people do it like that anymore. I think people are finally getting to the point like, I don't like you. We haven't spoken in a year. We're not going to speak again for another year. How about we just not do the song and dance? How about I just spend it with the people I want to spend it with? How about I spend it alone? How about I do Uber Eats?
Jay,
you'll be amazed. I mean, especially like the family member that got the big house, that they don't see that annoying uncle or aunt or brother or sister. Let me host everybody to make everybody believe that we all like each other, get together, spend our pleasantries, and go.
Jay Cavassier says, y'all sound fun. Don't celebrate anything. No, we just don't celebrate when the calendar tells us to celebrate. Be kind of dumb not to. Right. I celebrate
every damn day.
Like, what? I tell y'all.
Let me say this before you go around. If anything, I think people that follow a calendar, you guys are not fun. You're like robots. You're like November, Thanksgiving, December. And you do this every single year, like hamsters on a wheel, by the clock. Every single year, you look at the calendar. What are we doing November? Thanksgiving. What are we doing December? Christmas. What are we doing October? Halloween. What are you doing February? What are we doing May? Mother's Day. What are we doing June? That shit to me is a slow fucking death. You are literally on the cycle of the calendar, of the American calendar. They say up, you say high. They say chocolate, you say how much chocolate. They say Christmas presents in a tree, you say how much. More ornaments, that to me is boring. You're literally on a cycle. It's like being in prison. Chow time, shower time, yard time. Chow time, shower time, yard time. That to me is a miserable existence. I'm not gonna go on a calendar or until I die. That shit to me is mind blowing that humans do that. It is weird to me. Like it's like, oh, it's Christmas. Everybody's buying trees and I guess I better go. And y'all like fucking cattle. Y'all are like cattle. And this is why I don't blame the capitalists, because they see your cattle. So now they're adding Secretary Day and Siblings Day and Pet Day. And you know what I mean? Oh, it's Juneteenth now. Oh, it's Quantum. It's this. They keep adding stuff. And if I was the powers that be, I would do the same shit, because you cattle are what makes billionaires. Yeah. You cattle make billionaires. So I don't blame them. I'm not like, oh, the white man, oh, the capitalist. Y'all line up for it. Even when it's so powerful. It's so powerful that Iran, you don't even like the shit. And you still go, because in your mind, you're like, Christmas is for the kids. Like they put that in your mind. And you've just followed up. Doesn't really mean anything. It's a day on the calendar. Don't mean shit. But in your mind, you're convinced Christmas is for the kids. And I'm better than other people because I don't do presents for the adults. I'm like Christmas light. I do it for the kids. When we all have the freedom to raise our children with our own traditions, we're just too fucking lazy to do it. Fucking lazy.
No. Let me speak on that. I like to do nice things for children, and I feel like Christmas is a nice event. You know what I mean, where I can express that for the kids. I have a soft spot for kids and doing things for children. And yes, I do throw other events for children. But anyway, another point here too, is that I've never gone to a family reunion. Mm-hmm. I've never seen the point in that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? In some ways, I think family's overrated. I think it's best to choose your family. You know what I mean? Yes. You know what I mean? I don't like the idea of hanging around a bunch of motherfuckers I'm just basically stuck with. You know what I mean? Because
If you
and I
don't
have to
genuinely
see
like them.
if I don't genuinely like you, and then I have to see you every year because someone said we're supposed to like each other. Like that's just me. I just don't feel like if I don't like you, if I don't genuinely see anything in you, I don't think I should have any loyalty to you just because we share some sort of genetic makeup. That's just me. You know what I mean?
Well, but I will say this: the flip side, when I see because I got my own situation, but when I see families that are tight knit, and it's because I love beautiful big families with all the brothers and all the siblings, and you come home, you're taking care of mama, and that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. It's a
Absolutely.
beautiful thing.
Well,
It's just
see,
it wasn't
Because
my
it's genuine.
cards,
well,
right?
I
If
They
it's
were in my
genuine.
cards.
right. And that's what I was going to say. Y'all know I come from that family. We're
Mhm.
super, super close. But I wholeheartedly agree with Haran that if we weren't, I would not be around them motherfuckers. Like, I am very clear about that. I do not spend time with people that I don't enjoy. I don't care who
Right.
you are. I just
Same.
don't. Just don't care.
Same. Jay Cavassier says, I like structure. No, honey, that's not structure. It's indoctrination.
You create your
There's
own
a different,
structure.
right. It's not structure. It's indoctrination and it's laziness because you're like, oh, I'll just do it on Christmas when the whole world is doing it because you're too lazy to create your own shit. Remember, we come from a people, we're indigenous. We come from a people that had our own music, food, traditions, and all of that. We got here, however the fuck we got here, they gave us a calendar. The white man said, here you go. This is what you're going to celebrate from now the fuck on. I don't care about your language. I don't care about your music. I don't care about your traditions. Here, we do this in January, this in February, this in March. Oh, and you're going to pay for all of it too. It's not going to be something that you go and take things from the earth and the ground and pull things out the tree and make your own dress and make no. Here, you're going to celebrate it like this and you're going to do it with a fucking tree. And you need some fucking ornaments. Oh, and you need gifts and you need some fucking gift wrappers. Oh, and we got February too. And you know how you're gonna celebrate February? Not the way you celebrate love, the way we do. You get you a fucking chocolate heart, roses. Okay, so you're indoctrinated. That's not structure. You're indoctrinated to move on the fucking wheel of America. And I just fucking refuse. I detach. Somebody asked, do I celebrate my birthday? You damn fucking right, because that's when I landed on this bitch. So yes, I love me a birthday and any occasion that has fireworks. I like glittery shit up in the sky. But you know, I celebrate a lot of things. In my family, I started the tradition of celebrating October because a lot of people I love were born in October. So that became like our own little tradition. I'd rather do that than wait on November so I could get with the family. Like listen,
So you
I'm
created your own structure. And that's what
yes,
I'm saying. Create your own structure. Like that's
yes.
how I do. I have certain days that are special to me or special to me and my friends. And then, but like every day is a damn party for me. Like I'm just like, that's why I don't understand. I'm like, you all sit around and wait.
And let me say this. Let me say and this and I promise we're gonna jump because we got 20 minutes, so we're gonna jump into the main topic. But let me say this, and I hate to sound preachy, pero aquí estamos, okay? There is so much fucking power in creating your own traditions. A lot of the shit that we complain about society, systemic oppression, racism, it is because we are a cog in the wheel, because we partake. If you detach, okay, from the cracker. Okay, one time I went to see Minister Farrakhan speak, and he said, a lot of you are tied to the cracker, right? You complain about the cracker, you got a lot of shit to do, but that Christmas come along, that cracker holiday that they gave you, and you go running to Target, okay? Thanksgiving come along, that cracker holiday, you go running to get the turkey. So you are indoctrinated and fully enveloped in a participant of the system that you complain about every fucking day.
I
So
forgot.
it's like fucking politics. People, oh, I'm complaining about the president. Bitch, do you vote? Then eat your president. You vote. You're partaking in it. Why are you complaining about the politics you partake in? You vote, eat it. Swallow that president now. I don't partake. I have no complaints.
I forgot that Farrakhan said that, and ironically, he is now attached to the cracker.
It
Right.
don't
That is
matter.
the funny.
It
It's
don't
the
matter.
funny
I'm
thing.
not.
You know what I mean?
I'm
But
not.
I totally believe you. I totally feel you because I mean I celebrate the first day I actually had sex. No, I'm joking.
Well,
No, I'm joking.
I was about to say it's a milestone. Kari said. Kari said, "What if I buy my Christmas gifts in October? What if you just buy gifts for people? What if you
Pretty much.
What if you're in a store and you think about, yo, such and such I know likes the color blue. That's a beautiful blue vase. I'm gonna get him or her this blue vase. What if you just buy gifts? What if you just fucking detach from the
Do you
shit
believe
you
in?
complain about?
Let me ask you. If let's just say if you were married
Yeah,
for shits and giggles,
shits and giggles.
would you celebrate your marriage anniversary? Would you celebrate the anniversary of your marriage?
If I was married, first of all, I don't like marriage, but let's just say for shits and giggles,
For shits and giggles.
for CGI and AI effects.
Yes, yes, yes.
If I was married, yes, I would celebrate the time that him and I connected.
Oh,
That's personal to me, right? The day we set eyes on each other, because it's the birth of something. That's why I like celebrating birthdays, because it is the birth of something. Like you come into.
Sorry, I swear you're just a lot more sentimental than people give you credit. You just
I
really
mean,
are.
but come on. Back in our villages, back in our tribes, were births not celebrated?
Of course. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like you hold up we all saw Lion King. You hold up the little baby and it's like, you know what I mean? It's a celebration of life. So I'm with that, but I'm off that calendar. I've been off that calendar since my early 20s. I will not do it. And let me tell you something. In the defense of a lot of people I know and love, in the defense of you, indoctrination and brainwashing is fucking real. It is fucking real. And changing tradition is scary and it's work. So the majority of human beings just jump on the hamster wheel and say, fuck it, it's easier for me to follow the calendar, because if I don't follow the calendar, then I got to be responsible for traditions and culture. And I don't want to do that. I just want to go to work and go home, beat my dick, have a sandwich, go to sleep and wake up and do it again. That's the average human being. If you detach from that calendar, from now you have to create things. Now you have to create your own tradition and your culture. And that's work. And most human beings are lazy. They want to stay on that wheel until they fucking die. And I get it. I fucking get it, because who wants to do more work than they have to when they could just wait for Valentine's Day to come around, get a dozen roses and shove a heart box in her face and go on about their life. I get it. In order to do what I am doing, it is fucking work. It is fucking hard. You have to, every time Christmas comes by, you have to fight feeling lonely. And I'm not with my family and the whole world is with their family. What's wrong with me? You have to fight that. You got to be a strong motherfucker to fight that. Last Christmas, I did a stream on the block with Jen. Are you alone on Christmas? And I came up, I read towards the night before Christmas. You know how many motherfuckers was in the stream? I was shocked. I said, I'm just going to go on because I know people are out there lonely and sad that they're not doing Christmas with their family, because they're indoctrinated that if they're not with their family on Christmas and Thanksgiving, something's wrong with them. They're broken, or their family's broken, or the world is broken. And on Christmas, I was like, if you alone on Christmas, I'm going to hang out with you. And I was surprised. I didn't think nobody was going to be in the chat. And people were here like, yo, we're here together. And it's sad because it's people that feel extra lonely. It's sad because people feel extra lonely, and it's just a day on the calendar.
That's it.
It really
and
is.
That's all.
It affects
really
them
is.
so badly. Like it's like Valentine's Day. All I see is people carrying roses, and the commercials are bombarding you to get a Zales diamond, get her this, get her that. And guys are like, I can't fucking afford a diamond. And it's Valentine's. This country will fuck you in the ass and in the head.
Hey, Jen, you know where the pressure's even harder? If you have children. Like me, I grew up, my family, we didn't celebrate holidays, birthdays, none of that.
Was you a Jehovah's Witness?
No, we just didn't celebrate that. My father, he came from Jim Crow, Georgia, and the stuff he experienced back in the day, he was just trying to survive in the machine. But when I had my son, and peer pressure is a motherfucker, and for just like this Christmas, bought my son Jordans, some clothes, and a PS5.
Shit.
And
go ahead, Daddy.
I'm an avid video game player myself, but he was mad because he didn't get an Oculus because his friends had an Oculus, and I had to speak to him like, how many of your friends have a PS5? Not that many. Like, how many of your friends would love to have a PS5? He's like, all of them. Like, some of their parents can't even afford that. So you should be grateful with what you have. But the kids, with the peer pressure of being like, you know, in the in crowd and all that, it's a motherfucker. And that's what pulling your strings. And we're all indoctrinated and socialized. Think about it.
What's an Oculus? What's an Oculus, by the way?
It's the virtual reality goggles.
Okay. I was like, I don't know what the fuck.
And think about it. You don't want to be the jackass that don't buy your girlfriend some roses while all their girlfriends are getting roses on Valentine's Day.
Well, let me tell you something. I was just about to say something.
Go ahead, Lily.
I was just about to say this. Whenever I've been in relationships, I let the guys know, listen, I love gifts. Okay? You're more than welcome to buy me a gift any day except 2 days. Christmas and Valentine's Day. I will be offended if you buy me a gift on any of those 2 days, because that means you're, like Jen said, that means you're being lazy, you're not being thoughtful, you're being mechanical, and I like things with thought and soul and feeling behind it. So that's mechanical. The calendar told you to get this gift. But
Lily, you got a bunch of people with no soul. They're part of the machine. Think about it. They get up, just like you said, Jen. You watch TV. You watch the news. Is somebody getting killed? You go to commercial break, consumption. Then you go back to the news with more fear, then more consumption. In the news break, you see your sports, who won, who lost, and the next show is nothing but consumption. We're all bombarded. You driving, you look at the fucking billboards. Your newspapers have more advertisement than the fucking news. You're scrolling on your phone, which is the greatest thing and the most dangerous thing in the world right now. You pop up ads, consumption.
No, listen, and that's why I say, you know how mentally strong you got to be to fight this system, just psychologically. Because even every now and then I'll catch myself and it's like, hold up, Jen, that shit ain't you. They put that shit in your face. Hold on. Like I catch myself because it is consumption and we're constantly seeing it. I want it. And before it's like you got to catch yourself. Be like, hold up. Before that commercial popped on, motherfucker, was you even thinking about that? No, I wasn't. Then shut the fuck up. Get back to what you were doing. This is me talking to myself. It is not easy because we have been raised on people telling us what it is we want and feel and need. Raised on it. Our parents were convinced of it. It's generational. Our parents convinced us of it. But I've always known I was different because at a very young age, Christmas didn't feel right to me. It just didn't feel right to me, even as a child. But, you know, I was a very creative creature. So even when I did get toys, I had to transfer it into something else.
I still do that now.
Right? Like, I got the Barbie dream house and the Barbies, but I was like, what the fuck is it? She has to do something. I'm going to write a script because these bitches are boring. So then I started writing scripts for my Barbies and creating accidents in the Barbie dream home and car accidents and you know, doing makeup with the little makeup that the kit that the Barbie came with. I started doing bruises, mixing red and blue to make purple. And I was always that kid that needed more. What else? What's behind this? So I know I was different, but I'm like, I'm here to teach. Like, we are all fucking zombies of the system you claim to hate. And that's why the system doesn't change and the system don't give a fuck that you hate it, because you're going shopping on Valentine's Day. You're going shopping on Mother's Day. And ooh, that mother guilt. Ooh, you don't get that card from mama. You might as well jump off a bridge. It is Mother's Day. How dare you? They got us good.
I will say this though. Valentine's Day ain't never had me running ragged.
That's because you got 50 bitches on your roster who are gonna show up
anyway. We really didn't need to get into particulars.
20,
give or take a few.
Just making a statement. We didn't need to get into particulars or specifics. But yes, it never had me running ragged. It's too expensive.
I did love the Rubik's Cube. I did love the Rubik's Cube. I did have the Rubik's Cube.
You know, there's an algorithm that basically solves it within 10 seconds.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I used to know the algorithm. I used to just, it's a nice, neat little parlor trick when you're trying to impress a woman.
Interesting. Hello. Tristan!
Oh yeah. What are y'all lying about today?
Everything.
Goku.
Child, we done blame some
Everything.
19-year-old, what was it? What 19-year-old? We done blame some high school 19-year-old killing all her classmates and kids over a cell phone.
That's another thing.
I mean, did they duck?
Yo, New Diamond be having me dying.
New Diamond.
New Diamond having me dying. Hi, New Diamond. Hi, Mama.
New Diamond. I've actually composed music for Black women on their birthdays.
Oh,
okay, sweetheart.
I know them drawers dropped.
Oh, very quickly.
Jay Cavassier, success is on the other side of service, being of service to others. If you're not useful, you're useless. I constantly remind myself. Absolutely. You want to be real gangster? Be like, I ain't getting you a fucking PS5, but we're going to take that $500. How much does a PS5 cost now?
$500.
Jesus. We're going to take that $500 and I'm going to teach you a life lesson. We're going to go and feed some disenfranchised children, and you're going to go back to your fucking school, and you're going to look them other little PS5ers and them Oculus motherfuckers in the face. You're going to say, I fed 100 people. Fuck your PS5. That's how you raise them. Those are the kids that become leaders of fucking society. But what are you creating? Producers or consumers? That's how you raise your kids.
Goddamn right. God damn it.
Right? Shit.
James, he says, I thought no avatar. Let me explain something to you, James.
Yeah.
This is a very solid example right now. Tristan, right now, he has something we call privilege because he provides a particular, service for us. He provides a particular space, so he does not have to have an avatar. Now, this kind of relates to your point when you were up here, James. The reason why there's only like maybe one or two guys actually impregnating most women is because they fulfill an actual space that most men don't. So this is kind of how privilege works, James. When you have privilege, you can do real cool things like impregnate most of the women of the room, or actually come on Jen's panel without a goddamn fucking without camming up. See?
That's nice. James, mind your business.
That's how the world
mind
works.
your business.
That's really how it works, James. That's how the world works.
That's the world.
I'm sorry someone didn't tell you this.
James, James Oko, Tristan is the only one that can come up with the only one. He's the only one. He's like Neo. He's the one.
Yes.
That Goku picture's hot.
It is.
No, James. Here you go, James.
Nobody cares. At the end of the day, nobody cares.
In that order.
Really, nobody really fucking cares, man.
Such an ass, Tristan. We got a few minutes left. You want to get into the main topic?
Go ahead.
Okay, we got a few minutes. First of all, we got 43 people in the room. Let me get 43 likes. Even the lurkers. No one's going to know that you liked it, you little bitch. You're here enjoying the content. Hit the like for mama. Hit the like. James, get your life so you could come back up here and annoy the fuck out of us.
There you go.
So we had an amazing, first of all, thank you so much for your contributions to this conversation. Lily, thank you for being so freaking candid with your point of view. Louis Cognier, it was a pleasure. Let's get into this real quick. We got a few minutes.
This girl right here. Oof.
Okay, so the main topic tonight we were supposed to get into at the second hour, but we didn't, was Derrick Jaxn. Derrick Jaxn finally breaks her silence and went on a podcast today called something about my wifey, some wifey podcast. And Derrick, right, spilled all the beans about Derrick Jaxn, her marriage to Derrick Jaxn. The reason why my headline says, did Danae expose Derrick or herself, was because I watched the podcast, so y'all don't have to. I watched the whole hour. Part 2 is tomorrow. And I was a little surprised at what I heard. I thought it was going to be some big violin story and what he did to me. But sorry, honey, Danae sounds like she was a willing participant in the hell and hot garbage that marriage was. Okay? I thought she was going to be out there playing no. Several times, Danae, the bonnet girl that was sitting there dotingly, you know what I mean? Two things really quickly and I'll pass the mic. It is what I spoke about before and you guys do not believe me. A woman you cheat on turns into another woman in your life. I told you it's going to look the same. I can liken it to, have you ever seen a horror movie where they bring somebody back from the dead and everybody's happy the person's back from the dead, but they was like, oops, we forgot the soul. We couldn't put the soul back in. And then that motherfucker starts killing people. Right? The same way a woman dies when you cheat on her, when you betray her, but she will still have sex with you. She will still break bread with you. She will still raise your children with you. She will still take care of your home. But that woman is soulless now. You have betrayed her. She is gone. Even if she says, honey, let's go to therapy. Honey, it's okay. Honey, I'll get over it. It is a different woman in your house, in your bed, and on top of you. But y'all don't want to listen to me. This woman, Derrick Jaxn, literally, echoes my sentiments. She continued in that marriage. First of all, before the marriage, he was a dog. During the marriage, he was a dog. When they were on and off, he was a dog. She said there was a point where she was on shifts. She would walk by the other women on the staircase that were fucking her man. She would walk by them. She knew it. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, she said, at a certain time. And the chicks would walk by each other. She also did something else. Women usually fight for a booby prize, right? When women know that another woman is in the cipher, okay?
That's really a thing?
No. Oh, what? Oh, it's a thing.
Somebody told me that. Somebody else told me that. Like, that's really a thing?
It's a thing. They get involved. It's like the Monica Brandy song. You need to give it up.
Yep.
It is literally like that.
He's mine. You made a had him once, but I got him all the time.
Oh,
shit. No. Women, they get catty. They get vindictive. Okay, they get competitive. They're like, bitch, you ain't gonna get him. Never mind that him is a booby prize. He's a man who cheated on you and cheated on you and lied to you and lied to you. But the woman focuses on the other fucking woman, and that becomes the issue, right? Now, eventually, one of you does get him because he gets tired of hearing one. Whoever's nagging the less eventually gets him. But you just want a booby prize. You want a motherfucker that ain't shit. Now he's all yours. Congratulations, you played yourself. Right? So Danae did the same thing. She said that when he asked her to marry her, right? She felt like, yeah, now he's mine. Now you bitches is gonna see. I'm paraphrasing. Yeah, I felt like I won something. Like, oh, he's serious about me. Never mind, he was spreading dick all over the place. And she had 3 abortions prior. Then she got pregnant. She was like, I'm keeping this one. This is all her saying. This is not rumors. This is all her saying it on the podcast. So she won her booby prize, put a ring on it, and the hell continued. But she was a willing participant. And Haran, there's a conversation you and I had. She kept referring back to something that the incel, the manosphere complainers, the men that aren't having sex are always complaining about. She kept referring to how fine Derrick Jaxn is and how she would look at him and he would have his shirt off. So it goes to show that, yes, women, you can get over on a lot if you look good. Remember how Kevin Samuels was like, those men don't care that you have a degree. Those men, they don't care. They don't care. Well, women, we're all animals. Okay, we're all animals. And women want to mate. And women will always pick the fucking specimen that looks like the protector and the good source for breeding. Okay? Because she referred to how good this motherfucker looked. And when he proposed to her, he had his shirt off. Her words, not mine. And she was like, ooh, and he looked good. And I'm going to pass the mic on that because I said I thought this was going to be a hit piece on Derrick Jaxn. And she was going to be like, oh, what he did to me. I was like, no, you was a willing participant in the fuckery. I don't feel sorry for her. Now the entire comment section was like, yeah, girl, you deserved better. And that happened to me. I'm like, did you fucking watch the same video I just watched? Didn't you hear what she just said?
I saw that too.
But I'll pass the mic.
I'll say one thing real quick. I mean, men do the shit too. I mean, we break a hell of a lot of rules for fine women. I know I have. I'll admit that. You know what I mean? There's, you know what I mean? The number of the women that I had that were fucking, man, I had one ex that looked like Leela Rashawn in her prime.
Okay, well, I was about to ask which one, but thanks for
yeah. Well, I had to make sure.
The before picture.
Yes, I had to make sure that I specified with Leela.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? I had that one, and man, I used to let her get away with a number of things. When I look back now, I'm like, I would never let nobody get away with that shit. But she was fine as shit, as opposed to one who, and to be fair, I'm not gonna, dog her like that. To one who didn't look like Leila Rashawn, you know what I mean? In her prime. And anytime we got into an argument and I was over the house, I was like, man, fuck this shit, I'm leaving. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just human beings, man. Human beings, you know what I mean? When people have privilege, even unconsciously, your brain says that they have a particular privilege, a particular degree of privilege, and you give it to them. You know what I mean? A lot of people won't admit that, man. There's been plenty of women who got come on, man, fat asses, big titties, blah blah blah. Some women be like, why the fuck are you even putting up with them? Like, yeah, because look at her. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so yeah, men do it too.
Well, you know what? With her, when I was watching this, it was a few things. First of all, I was happy that she did something to herself and to go on there and represent. I didn't watch the last interview. I just didn't care to. So this was my first time hearing her speak, and I was like, oh wow, she could put together a word or two. I was like, oh, she could put together some. She's very like coherent, because I didn't expect her to be that coherent. But I'm, so I'm actually listening to it as I'm getting ready for tonight's show, and when she said about her get back and the things that she did and stuff like that, I was like, oh wow, I wasn't expecting her to tell her part too, because usually when someone tells about their horrible ex, they're only going to tell you about how horrible their ex is, and they're not going to tell you their part of the situation as well. But she is that girl we can turn around, right? Because we see it happen in the male sector as well. The one who was the nerd that didn't get any action, and then kind of something happened, and then they got that thing, and then it's like, oh, I'm going to hold on to this with all my might. And so I felt like it was one of those situations, like she felt like, or she knew she was out of her league. And this is why I told somebody too, when we were talking about the dating within your league thing, and somebody was like, oh, that's wrong. You know how people was like, that's not fair. And I'm like, they say, and telling people to date within stay in their lane is hard or negative to people's self-esteem. I said, you want to know what's negative to someone's self-esteem? Dating out of your lane. Stay out of your lane and see how fucked up your self-esteem is out of that. So I felt like that was one of those situations. He knew it, she knew it. So who has the upper hand? Of course, him.
I think men and women take it differently in that case. I understand where you're taking. Like, I'm gonna also keep it real. When our money isn't right, we usually entertain the girl who doesn't look that great.
Ooh, shame the devil, shame the devil.
When our money isn't right, the number of dudes, not saying you, Tristan, a number of dudes, when our money isn't right, we do entertain a chick who ain't that great looking, that we wouldn't entertain if our shit was tight, if the money was pouring in, if we look great, fresh all the time, blah, blah, blah. But when dudes are down, bad, the girl represents where you are. Now, men in that mindset, men can still be in the mindset of like, all right, when I come up, I'm a trade in for something better. I hate to say it, but it is what it is.
But that sounds like that's what he did.
But it is pretty much what he did. But with women, You know what I mean? I'm thinking it's a bigger hit to the self-esteem because especially if you're a bad chick, I guess in their mind, they're like, God damn, how far have I fallen? This motherfucker got a crooked face. You know what I mean? I wouldn't even look this man in the eye at one point in time. This is how far it's gotten for me. So I would assume that that's a huge hit to the self-esteem of a woman who is particularly
So
attractive.
it
Oh
sounded
no,
like
I'm saying if you date above your pay grade,
Okay.
that can fuck as a woman, that can fuck up your self-esteem, right?
Okay.
Because then you're gonna end up being her with the Derrick Jaxn that's gonna run all over you, you know?
I hate you, Tristan.
That's you, Haran.
I was just about to say
Is
this.
you.
I was just about to say,
That
why
is
gotta be
you.
a dog? Why gotta be a dog?
That is you, sir. That is you.
So let's go back to basics because humans hate fucking reality and facts. Humans hate they cringe. But again, you know what I mean? Muscles win. Muscles win. It's just that simple. Haran, you were saying, you've allotted some shit for fine women. I think people are like, oh, you're superficial, you're shallow, but there is a very feral, you know what I mean, just emotion and feeling when you're trying to mate, because essentially we're just trying to mate. Everybody's trying to mate. The animals in the forest, we're all trying to mate. Roaches, lions, tigers, bears, humans. Everybody's trying to mate, right? And everybody wants that fine mate. So it's not even about being superficial or shallow. We're looking for the best mate. Like men are looking for this, whether it's 100 pounds or 300 pounds. If the bitch body can do this, they are interested. That is what they are attracted to. Same thing with women. We want this. We want the broad shoulders and the V, you know what I mean, midsection. Now, listen, yes, many of us will settle for bitches with the fupa and the guy, when he's on top of you fucking, you can't see his dick. You'd have to lift up his belly. Yes, I know people settle. But in the best case scenario, if a man or woman had access to someone who was fine, they are not going to pick the person that's not fine. It's just not.
I mean, Jen. I mean, to your point, I think it was yesterday. You were saying you saw the Fast and Furious trailer and you wasn't even thinking anything of it. That shit was white noise. And then the moment you saw Jason Momoa, all of a sudden you was ready to go in your pocket. You was ready to go in your pocket, spend your hard-earned money,
Hard-earned, Haran. I'm like, take my money.
Ready to spend your hard-earned money on a movie that's pretty much the same as the other 30 movies before it. And they knew that. They knew that. That's why they hired him. That's why he's on the fucking cast. Like, look, earlier, folks, I was watching a podcast. I was watching a show on a particular brother, and he was saying something to the effect of he was upset because there's a number of hardworking gentlemen who have degrees, who are the best suitors in their mind, and so on and so forth, and they might be average or average looking, and so on and so forth. And they said that women are where they are in this world because they choose the Derrick Jaxns, the guy with muscles and pretty hair and pretty eyes and so on and so forth or whatever. And I'm just like, yeah, that's kind of the way it works.
Yeah.
I mean, because if you kind of think about it, I mean, like, come on. I don't care how educated she is. I don't care how well put together she is. If you come in there and you look like, I don't know, Barney Rubble, and you're an accomplished gentleman, you have some amazing stats connected to you. But a motherfucker that just came home has an 18-pack. He looks like he can just carry wheelbarrows on his back, and he's ready to go. And she hasn't had amazing sex in 3 years. Like, I'm sorry, man. Nature always wins, like my boy says. Nature always fucking wins. It's undefeated, man.
So let me say this, and we got to keep it a buck. We can't be so set in our ways that we don't tell the truth about a thing. Somebody said he's not fine. First of all, he may not be my type.
I'm about to say, even though he's not my type, I can recognize a nice looking man. Like, I'm not gonna be a hater.
Like, plus I've been around built guys all my fucking life. I don't give a fuck about no Derrick Jaxn. Like you know what I mean?
Right.
Plus I follow all them fucking trainers, so he's a dime a dozen, right?
He does nothing for me. Absolutely.
But the
nothing.
average, you know what I'm saying? The average woman is gonna see this man and lose her shit. Okay, so I'm gonna pull up a picture for the people in the chat that is saying he ain't even fine.
Yeah, he
Pull up
may
a
not be
picture because
fine to
y'all capping right now. That's what y'all doing. Y'all know
Everybody's
better.
everybody's faithful, and everybody doesn't have eyes for anyone else, and everybody isn't attracted to other people when they're in relationships.
high earners. Everyone's a high
Okay,
earner.
this
Oh yeah,
man.
everyone's a high earner, and
Okay, look, this man by just regular standards, that's a fine piece of ass right there. That's some good breeding. That's some good fucking breeding right there. Okay. He may not be my type. I may walk by, he got the hat twisted on a little too immature for me. I can tell what personality he got.
Right.
Right? But you ain't gonna tell me, right? Me being away off in Miami, keeping it 100. If I was into, you know what I mean, sexing and shit, that's some good breeding right there. And then you pat him on the booty and send him back to his wife, right?
Right.
This is the reality of life. This is how people think. But I don't know, for some reason, you guys want to dumb up like, no, that ain't how life in the world works. That is how it works. No different than an attractive woman. That man right there is some good piece of ass, good breeding. He used to play football, so he probably got that hoot in him. You know what I'm saying? And women want that. Women want that. So she admitted herself, his ex-wife admitted herself that every time she looked at him, she was like, oh, wow, like, look at me. I'm the nerdy chick. Admitted she was the fat chick in school with the pimpled face and the acne. And she came up getting with him. Right? She used to like feel like, yeah, look at me. Like, yeah, I used to think I was X, Y, and Z, but I got the guy. I got the football star. So did she, like Karan said, put up with a lot of shit because she wanted to be on his arm?
I mean, if you walking past your husband giving it to a chicken mid stroke, it's safe to assume that you're putting up with a lot of shit. You know?
So let's segue really quickly. I'm glad you said that because this is one of the most controversial things she said that's gone viral, and people are playing a violin for her. But I was like, that's not how I saw it. Anywho, she said that she knew other women's bodies better than her own because she went snooping in his phone. She was like, I'm a snooper. She went snooping in his phone and saw several videos of him having sex with other women. So she would study those women's bodies and try to look like those women. And she would study how they had sex because she wanted to keep him. So she felt like if she studied the way that they were having sex, he would turn his interest to her because now he's getting it at home. Her words again, not mine, not a rumor. You can watch the podcast. She literally said she knew other women's bodies better than her own because she was studying these little videos. Now, I don't know. Did Derrick get to the point where he was like leaving those videos around on purpose? So she said that. What happened, Tristan?
I think she's a sociopath. I think she enabled them. That's what it looks like. Because who stays there and says, oh, I get off on watching him have sex with other men? And she says, I looked at the women more. I think she was like, hey, I got this guy. You realize she only left him because it came out. She would have stayed if this never came out.
True, because we didn't know nothing about her. She was happy in her bonnet till we
And
started
she
going
was
over there
running
knocking
the
on the door.
business and everything. She
she's gonna
loved every second of it.
You know,
she's gonna talk about the bonnet tomorrow, Lily.
Tristan, you have a solid point because there's a lot of people right now who are putting up with a lot because no one knows.
I said that about Wendy Williams every single time. I said Wendy was mad that we found out. Wendy knew for over a decade. She was mad we found out. And then insult was added to injury when he impregnated the lady and we knew about it too on top of that. Like, that's what the big deal is us knowing about it.
And when they found out that he was into other things.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jay, y'all just be misconstruing everything. Jay says, for as much as y'all are against red pill evolutionary psychology, y'all sure do agree with a lot of it. First of all, I am not against red pill. I am against fucking abusers of women. And I am against motherfuckers who blame women for all their ills. That is what I'm against. I'm not against, women lie and men lie. Men are full of shit and women are full of shit. The problem with red pill is that they concentrate on women being the problem when they are their own problem. They don't get up, they don't wash their ass, they don't clean their fingernails, they don't go to the dentist, they don't work out. That's my issue with the red pill. Not their psychology, is that they use it to abuse women. So get it straight. Clean your ears out. They probably not even clean because you're a man.
Man,
But,
Kamasi messed
Can I
up
say
the
something?
moment he decided to
Clean
leave
my
that
fucking
camera.
ears.
Once Rolo
But
Tomasi
yeah, you
left
think
his
I'm lying?
seat,
You think I'm lying? You think I'm lying? Watch this. Lewis, pull out your AirPod right now and look at it. Look at it. Look at it.
What?
Look at the AirPod. Does it have little yellow
Yeah.
wax tips on it? See?
Thanks for being honest. Thank
you for being honest.
Jesus Christ.
That is why y'all need women, okay? Because I be on like,
Christ.
clean
Hey.
your AirPods.
Hey, Jen,
that's a fact.
you know what this proves also?
What?
This proves that no matter, at the end of the day, people are going to tolerate shit from you if they're sexually attracted to you. And that's what a lot of people do not want to look.
Yes.
Like people look, and I'm in the manosphere, all right? And this is one of the major complaints people will say, oh, well, if I approach a girl and she just give me the stink eye, yeah, because she's not attracted to you. And if someone look like Derrick Jaxn approach him, hey, bitch, she'll giggle and laugh. But if the average person like,
I've seen it. I've seen it.
What? You're getting an HR charge. They're going to call HR on your ass. At the end of the day, it's about who's sexually attracted to who.
I keep telling y'all,
now,
man.
I'm afraid she's going to be burnt out now, and she's going to become a straight up monster. And she's going to become the predator in the future. And she's going to get some simp and rip them apart.
I saw signs of that in the interview.
Lewis, check this out. She admitted to using a friend to get Derrick jealous so Derrick could go back to her. So she's not beyond using people to get what she wants. And that is why I said, did she expose him or did she expose herself?
Yep.
This is not the little innocent Christian that we thought. Okay.
Look, listen.
It is
both. They were using each other.
And I respect it.
It's human nature. The human condition.
Respected it.
It's the human condition.
When it comes to gender politics, particularly, everybody's full of fucking shit.
Right.
And nobody did nothing to nobody, but everybody did something to you, though. You know what I mean? Everybody's always doing something to you, but you never did anything to anybody. Trust me. If I talk to a number of your exes, I'm pretty sure I'd hear some very colorful fucking things. Damn sure would hear some colorful things.
They think I'm an ascendant master. Thank you very much.
I bet $20, right? $20. If we talk to Lily or Jen's exes, they're gonna be like this. They some crazy mother effers, but do you have their number so I could call them real quick? I guarantee you it'll happen.
One of Gen X's is gonna be like, yo, you see this right here? You see this shit right here?
First of all, he should have did what I told him to do, and there wouldn't be no this right here. And Haran, it's here, by the way. It's not even over here, but he should have listened.
You with it right here? Oh my God, Jen, that's some vitamin. Oh God.
Yeah, and this is how you see Jen's mini PTSD. She leans in to express her criminal behavior, like she's like this. No,
allegedly.
Okay, Your Honor.
Allegedly. New Diamond. Let's talk about sexy white guy. We will not, New Diamond. We will not.
She don't get the same channel she looking for.
I love me some New Diamond. I swear I love me some New Diamond.
I ain't mad at her. I ain't mad at her. She's real.
Yeah, she's real and she's consistent, and I love it.
Right. Just be consistent so I know who you are. I don't mind it. UK Arsenal says she knew he was like this before she married, and she did say that. She said that. She said she knew what he was like, but she felt flattered that he asked her to marry her butt. He asked because she was pregnant, I feel. So he was probably, and she said she was threatening him with taking, I'm telling you, this isn't the little innocent crying tears bonnet, I'm a Christian and no weapon formed against me. She said that she would threaten him often with, I will take this baby, move out the damn country, you will not see me or this baby. Then Derrick called her mama and was like, can I marry your daughter? And the mother gave the blessing, and she was like, she felt like, haha, I got him, y'all. So you got him.
I'm
There
going
he
to say
is.
something that might be controversial. I'm going to say it anyway. I think women generally within, I'd say 10 to 20 seconds know what kind of motherfucker they're dealing with. But they arrogantly believe that those are those girls. He won't do that shit to me.
I would say
So,
younger women. Yes, younger.
okay.
Yes, but I think as
Okay.
we
Yeah, because they caught me slipping one time.
Right,
They caught me
exactly.
slipping one time. I was
Exactly.
like,
Okay.
But now, but now I don't look past it. I'm like, oh, I already know
yeah,
what I'm looking at. Yep, go.
oh,
I'm
yeah.
good.
Now
I'm
it's
That
good.
would make
easy.
sense.
Now it's
Yeah,
easy. No, but I was caught slipping. I was like,
yeah, yeah. I got
Well,
caught
everything
slipping one
he
everybody
time.
said,
was.
everything
Everybody
he
was.
says is real. We're
It's
gonna
like
live
every
forever
man,
together.
it's like every guy, his first like bad chick. You know what I mean? He kind of like, it's kind of a new thing. You know what I mean? For him, he realizes he's starting to do shit he didn't do, previously. But after you get over that, then every other woman is just like, yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, you know how to move, you know how to operate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so part 2 of the interview is tomorrow, and they're going to talk about the famous interview when she was sitting there like a doting wife under the bonnet. But listen, I was surprised to hear a lot of what she said. She sounds well-rounded. She sounds intelligent. She said she was the nerdy, fat black girl in school with the acne in an all-white school. And then here comes Derrick Jaxn, this football, you know what I mean, this football gorgeous guy, and he's giving her attention, and she was all in and she felt vindicated, like, look, I was the fat black girl y'all weren't looking at with the acne, but the football star wants me. And that snowballed. So in my opinion, she's not a victim. She was
Right.
also trying to one up the other women, but she just got the short end of the stick, because it's what I said about these women. No, asshole, you're the bottom bitch, because you're the one that has to put up with washing his dirty drawers while the other women are having fun with him. They having
Right.
fun with him. They send him back to you and you think you won something, but you won a booby prize because you got to wash his ass. Those other women don't, but women think that they win. They win over it. He put the ring on me, girl. Yeah, and she's fucking him, and she's fucking him, and she's fucking him, and you're just being humiliated. So she says she finally got tired. I guess she finally got tired of it, and now this is her breaking out with her wings, her caterpillar. She's coming out, and
I think, to your point, Jen, I will say this though. I think bringing her out in that bonnet and what she was wearing, I think it was a genius move. I think it was genius.
elaborate.
Because by bringing her out there and she is in full Holly homemaker mode, and he is on the mercy of the court, he has what is considered an average woman, him, Derrick Jaxn, taking and lovingly doting an average woman. If she was done up and she looked far better than the average woman, there would have been a disconnect. He was speaking to the average woman, which, you know what I mean, to some degree is much of his fan base. He was trying to save his fan base, I believe, in
But
that moment right there.
he could have still saved her with how she was today, because she gave me average, decent looking woman today. Like the
Well,
average.
she was
She looked. I
more
mean, she
so
looked.
done. She was
No,
more
no,
so done up.
she was done up, but she wasn't
But the
overly
frumpy
done.
look
And
put
that's
more
what I.
sympathy on her.
That's but
Right.
see, that's just the whole thing. It was, in my opinion, when by bringing her and she's frumpy, it created this very emotional situation. If she was more done up, then so on and so forth, I think it would have created some sort of disconnect and brought them here. By having her, like, what I mean, really frumpy, it brought them down to, I guess it humanized the situation, if that makes sense.
I guess it did.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It humanized the situation, and by doing that, he was able to like really flip the situation, because his money ain't stopped after that. He lost some people, but his money ain't stopped after that.
I think she did all
But my
that on
question
purpose
is
to save
this:
his career.
What is it, Lewis?
She,
Hold on.
whose decision was it? Was it hers or was it Derrick Jaxn's decision to have her look like that? Because you're going to have more sympathy for her, and it's going to villainize Derrick Jaxn.
Right.
So
I agree.
It might have been her. We'll find out tomorrow.
I think it was her because in all her videos, that's how she's dressed. Except for that podcast. That podcast, somebody did her hair. Somebody styled her. Somebody put she looked real different.
No, wait a minute. Different. Well, wait a minute. After that video, she was dressed like the Riddler. I mean, she was dressed like a fucking Batman villain. I mean, she had wild hair. She was in a fatigue at one point in time.
Yeah,
I saw like she was doing wild shit.
Always looked frumpy. Until that interview I saw today.
What was the real? So was that her, the real her in that interview, or was the frumpy girl the real her?
No, I think the frumpy girl is who she is, because she said herself she was a nerd in school. She's the quiet girl. She was the smart girl. So I think the real her is frumpy. But now with this newfound attention, whoever dressed her today, whoever did her hair, she's probably going to feel like, and she's getting so much support from women. We're going to see a different her now.
Yeah, well, she played it perfect. Listen, when I watched this today, that wasn't who I was expecting to see. Right, or hear. I walked away with her like, oh, she's likable, right? She's more likable than what I've been hearing. And the other thing I was thinking was, it was something else I was thinking with her. Oh, the fact that, like I said, I like the ownership. I was expecting to hear one-sided. She was like, nah, I was foul too. Like, I did my shit too. I was hurt. I did my shit, whatever. And I was like, okay, I can rock with that. I can rock with you. So I'm really interested in seeing where she takes this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me play devil's advocate for 1 minute, for 1 second. Let me borrow that from you, Jen.
Okay.
All right. And let me use the concept of, what is it? Alpha fucks, beta bucks.
Uh-huh.
The concept being that the woman, when she is at her sexual prime, I suppose, I'm assuming this, and she has her options, she gives it all to the alpha, the guy, the hot dude. When she doesn't have that many options, or when she's ready to settle down, she goes with the average male or the beta, she settles, in a sense, what it's saying. Now, the flip side of this is, Derrick Jaxn, he did not have the resources. He did not look like that at one point in time in his life. So he gets with the starter wife. And then when his options opened and he became Derrick Jaxn, he goes with the IG model and so on and so forth.
Well, let me jump in, because she said that he rose very quickly and the money was coming in very quickly and she liked the lifestyle.
Okay.
So she said, so the Derrick Jaxn from that we knew from like way in the beginning, that motherfucker was already making chips. Okay. And remember, he was cheating prior to that marriage. Then she got pregnant, and then he was cheating during, and then, towards the end. Okay. He was always fucking someone else. Okay. Like he was always fucking someone else.
He was always listening.
Always. She even said we were always on and off, right, Lily? She said we were always on and off, always on and off. So in between, he was like, well, let me do me, because he was a tall, attractive, built guy who played football. So he's always going to have options, right? Now, she claims she had her little legs closed during the off, but I doubt that. I doubt it.
James is asking if DJ is your type, Derrick Jaxn.
We answered that.
Yeah, we answered that. James, you don't pay attention. No, he's not my type. He's not my type, but I see why women would like this.
Right.
But he's not my type. I can have a conversation with him, see the way he's dressed, even how he's posing, the way he's wearing his hat, and I know what he is already. I already know what's coming down the pike, right?
Right.
But you got to understand that women, we're a lot more similar to men than you think. We also see guys that are good for Derrick sex and nothing else.
Derrick is in 5'8", bro. He's like over 6 feet. This has been confirmed, and we saw pictures of it. I mean,
that man ain't 5'8". You can look, you can tell.
Yeah, you can tell he's definitely a sex guy.
Anyway.
Yeah,
Look, listen.
I wanted to finish my
Okay.
point that
Right.
women, sometimes we see guys that are we like sex too. I know it's cringe for men. Men can't take it. Men are like, no, women don't like sex. They only like my dick. No, in reality, in humanity, women also like sex. We're very sexual creatures. It is just suppressed because society tells us we got to be good little girls. But women like sex, men like sex, humans like sex, animals like sex, right? So yes, there are some men that we look at and be like, that'd be a good hit, but I don't want to take him home to mama. That'd be a good hit, but I don't want to have children with him. That'd be a good hit, but he's stupid. I can't have a conversation with him. That'd be a good hit, but he's broke, so I can't keep him. Women think the same way y'all think about the way y'all think about women. Like, yo, she fine, but she stupid. She fine, but she ain't gonna be a good mother. She fine, but she a hoe. So you'll hit, but you don't take her home to mother. And let me tell you something. Use a damn lie. Ladies, do not believe this. Ever, ever, ever. Okay? Jay Cavassier said, I prefer homely. No, the fuck they don't. Men do not prefer homely. That is something they tell women, and women do what men complain about in the manosphere. Well, you know, we're told to be romantic, and we're told to be this, and we're told to be that, and then men complain that that's not what women want. Trust me, ladies, do not listen to that garbage. That's garbage. Men don't want homely women. They like hoes. And they've proved for centuries they like hoes. Why y'all still in the dark about it? Why y'all still trying to be the perfect little wife and talk about the hoes over there? Okay? You will never diminish the light of the hoe because men like hoes. Hoes exist because men like them. They follow them on social media. They watch their porn. They're fucking them at the office. Men like hoes. They're buying
And
the
they
call girls
risk
and the prostitutes. They
and
risk
they risk
everything.
everything.
Don't
Everything for a
believe
hoe.
this. That's societal shit. Like, we prefer the homely women. No, the fuck you don't. Because you're married a bitch, you get bored of her in a year or two, and then you're out running around looking for a hoe. Ladies, please don't listen to that.
I mean, and
Okay?
it's even in
Don't
the
listen to
Bible.
that shit.
It's even in the Bible. This motherfuckers risk the wrath of God for some
Right.
good ass. You know
That,
When
what I
I
that,
mean?
tell
that, that
you,
sounds good. It sounds
when I
good,
tell
though.
you, if I when I
One
hit
second. James is asking what your type is, Jen. Go ahead,
But
Lee.
why you're my type, James. You're my type.
when I
James,
tell you, like,
$100.
it was a eye opener when I
No,
realized
for
that
real, James, you my type. For real. Didn't I tell y'all he was cute? I
yeah,
say he looked like a young Ganya. You my type, James.
yeah, James is not a bad looking guy. Um,
Hi, James.
and actually, James looks better when he puts the phone up in a right.
Right?
Yeah, when he doesn't have it like that. Because
James
when he
be
put it
talking
up,
to
I
us
said,
like
"Oh,
this. James be talking to us like this.
right."
Yeah, so
Because I thought, like, when he put it up, I said, "Oh, you look a totally different person when you put the phone up." So next time you like learn, put the phone up. But it was a eye opener. Like, it was like when I realized that the lady in the street and the freak in the sheets was two different women. I
mm,
was like, oh my god! Like, I didn't know this. I really thought that was supposed to be the same woman, but in
mm-hmm.
reality. They want to bring the safe one home to mama. They want to marry the safe one. They want to have children with the safe one, but they want to be with the hoe. They tell the hoe everything. The hoe know everything about their wife. They know everything about their life. They know everything about everything. Like, it's true. Like, they love the hoes.
James, she said she want a cash app. See, y'all motherfuckers always drop the fucking ball. She actually
So
told me behind the scenes that you were attractive. You just had it in, and you just really fucked it
yeah,
up, man. You
and
see,
Wait, Haran.
what's
Two
up, man?
two things can be true.
No, I didn't say two things can't be true. I didn't say that. I
Oh,
didn't say two things can't be
honey, I always want a cash app. But yeah, James,
true. She
how
did.
you
She
doing,
did
man?
say you were attractive, man.
Right?
You
Didn't I
see,
say that? See,
yeah, she
nobody
did say
see,
that. See,
see,
this
Yes.
is how
nobody
you guys
believes
fuck
me.
up. This is how you guys fuck up. You probably done bumped in a whole bunch of motherfucking people, a bunch of women who actually wanted you, but you said alpha fucks and beta bucks, all kinds of dumb
and
See,
shit.
this is how the
You know what I
manosphere
mean?
is created, and they'll sit there and say women don't want me. You just ruined it right there.
You just got your look.
Mm.
You just got your look, man. I just want some choosing signals. You just got your signal.
there you go. Right? You
How
want
you
to choose
cock
it?
block yourself? That is horrendous.
How you cock
That
block
is
yourself?
terrible.
So now y'all got me curious, and I'm looking for his height. Literally, it says this cannot be. He is not 6'5", y'all. Is he 6'5"?
That's
Yeah,
what
they
I
say
heard.
6'5".
That's what
Look
I
at him
heard.
in this
Yeah.
picture I have on the screen.
Yeah.
Look how big he is on the chair.
Yeah, he's about
probably
6'5".
that high.
Yeah, he's about
He was
6'4",
he was a
6'5".
defensive end.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The kid he
You,
could play.
yeah,
I don't
you got to
I
be
don't know where
huge for
y'all
that.
I don't know where y'all got 5'8" from. This shit here says he is 6'5".
The position he played, in football, you
He
can't be
played
fucking
D
5'8".
end in college. Like the kid was massive.
Yeah.
He's a
No,
massive
yeah.
kid.
Like I said, that's some good breeding right there. Shit. No wonder she was smitten. She was like, you could do whatever you want. Just keep coming home, baby. Keep coming home.
Oh,
Okay, I
but
get you,
Megatron
sis.
is
I
upset.
She
get you.
wasn't pulling those type of pieces. She said it. She wasn't pulling them type of pieces. So I get it. I totally
Look,
get it. She
there's
was young. She was the nerdy girl. She get this fine piece. I get
And
it. I get it.
she said she was
She hit the
chubby.
lottery.
Yes,
Right.
and she
She had
said
hit
she
the
was
lottery.
chubby in high school.
Right.
So she was chubby in high school, frumpy, had bad acne, and you could tell because she still has acne scars on her face, okay? And nerdy. And it's funny because the podcaster, he asked her, and I was curious too. He was like, what did he see in you? You know, but he asked in a nice way. Like, what did Derrick say he saw in you? And she was like, well, he said that he liked that I was smart. And I was
which can
like,
be true. Which can be true.
what else? So I guess he was intrigued by her being smart. And then he asked her, will she tutor him? And she was like, yeah, I'll tutor you, whatever. So you can imagine this is like, a nerd story. Like imagine a nerd. It's like the Jessica Rabbit shit.
I can see how that. I can
He
see how
probably
that turns into
profiled.
a
He probably
situation.
profiled her.
No,
Like
I don't think
how?
he
Like
probably.
how,
Derrick
I don't
Lewis?
think he
Jaxn probably
probably.
profiled.
Like how,
I'm
Lewis?
sure he
It's
did.
like this.
Let's hear it.
You know how abusers can look at a person and know that they got that victim smell. He probably
Yes.
profiled her. I got a couple of books on dark psychology and all that, and he probably profiled her. She probably got low self-esteem.
Mm-hmm.
I'm me, Derrick Jaxn, this big meaty hunk.
Mm-hmm.
With her, she be looking at, I hit the lottery, and he probably manipulated her to a certain extent.
Hell
He
yeah,
was
because she was the safe
mesmerized
one.
by her body. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she's safe.
Well, with a situation like that, you never know. He probably could have been watching her 2 months prior. With something
Yeah.
like that, he probably could have been watching her 2 months prior, watching her habits, watching where she eats. Well, you know what I mean? Probably, you know what I mean? When he actually approached her, one of the main things you know what I mean? This gentleman here's, you know what I mean, point. He probably sat down and made sure that the conversation went in a direction where it made her feel good. He was probably giving her, you know what I mean, a number of compliments, making her feel amazing and so on and so forth. And in her mind, most men probably never made her feel that way. And you got this guy who looks like this making me feel amazing. She probably said, hey, why would I want to pass that up?
But how
See,
tall? Oh my Vegatron, how tall is she though? You're saying that he's never more than 2 inches taller than her. How tall is she? Because she don't look like no little woman. I'm getting it off the internet, hun. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I noticed that
I'll
was the
tell
first thing
you,
I noticed that she had long legs. That was the first thing I noticed when she was sitting down. Because
I'll tell you, I'll tell you like this. Women are very much like a software program, and every software program has a vulnerability to exploit. That's why we have cybersecurity.
So you think he targeted her?
I do.
And what?
Yeah, because they smell it. They smell that. And so she was safe, and he knew he could get away with murder with her. He knew he could. So he's got that is not going. She's not going anywhere. And then he got the other ones on rotation. So they sniff it out.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was chubby. Prior to him working out, but he still probably was something out of her league.
That was that was probably that was probably an off season too.
Right.
Because he was playing football in high school, so he obviously had the genetics and the physique.
Of course.
I know that fat picture they're talking about, but that was probably, I mean, a lot of guys that work out have that chubby season.
Yeah.
It's like,
Because
I think people understand how uncomfortable tall people are when they have to sit. Like, you can look at a tall person, they cannot sit down comfortably at all.
No, yeah, that's true. That's true. Dating tall people, that's something I had to learn. And my bestie's tall, so I've learned that. I wouldn't think about it on
I'm like,
my
I am
own.
looking at this man sitting in his chair, look highly uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's very because the world is not created for that. So it's
No,
you all have that.
even like standing next to her, you can tell he hunches to accommodate her. Like you can tell. I'm looking at the pictures. Now y'all got me fucking stalking this man. You see like how he hunches like football players, like look at his neck and all. He's hunching to accommodate her. And she don't look like no petite woman. She didn't look
But his
petite
height
in
is
the interview.
domineering. It makes her feel safe.
Yeah, of course. No, I'm saying that they were saying that he doesn't tower over her, but I'm like, she's probably a tall woman. She doesn't look petite. She didn't look petite in the podcast today. She looked like a big woman.
Yeah, she did.
Right? She
That was
looks
the
like a
first thing
tall
I know.
woman.
That was the first thing I noticed. Very first thing I noticed once they panned out. Very first thing I noticed when they panned out. I
I
said,
was
"Oh
like,
wow."
she don't look like no little lady. I'm looking at her here. This lady look at least 5'8".
Yeah.
5'9". She's a big woman.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, wow, 6'5". Shush. Let me go on over to Instagram, follow him right quick, porque just for research purposes.
See, ladies and gentlemen,
Research.
you see, ladies and gentlemen, you see how quickly an opinion about somebody can change when you find out a particular variable. He ain't my type. True. Hold up, he's 6'5". Wait a minute.
Right, you gonna push the follow button? Tell me all about it.
Still just for research.
That motherfucker grifted the whole nine, but Jay said, "Nah, I'm just
No, but I think we all got people we follow just to look at them. We don't care about shit they talking about and what they selling and what like.
Come on,
man. God, listen.
I had one girl who was a lawyer. I didn't even know she was a lawyer.
Right.
He's just ass naked on.
I know a guy. He's a weightlifter or whatever, and he's one of those workout guys. Very nice looking guy, and very very nice body. Very nice body, and got all these followers, right? And he was like, "Lily, I can't make a dime. Like I don't know how to make a dime." I said, "Because they want to fuck you. They don't care about what you're saying. They don't care about your life. They don't care. Like you just got an audience of people who just want to fuck you. So you can talk all day. They're just gonna be looking at you on mute."
Like, no, he look. Yeah, I don't. You call Cat. Listen, I don't know if you call Cat. He looks big. He looks like a big. We know what a big. Look at him in the gym. He looks like a tall person.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like a tall person.
Yeah, he does.
His fucking torso alone, like his torso alone, he looks. I wouldn't be. I put it this way: I wouldn't be surprised if he was 6'4". Maybe not 6'5". He could be 6'4". You know what I mean? He's a big guy. He's a big guy. But you know, she said that he was fine and she was smitten. And during the interview, I mean, she's laughing a lot. She's giggling a lot. She doesn't look like somebody's victim. She doesn't look like, oh, what was me? What he did to me? Like, she's laughing. She's giggling. She's talking about his shirt off. She still looks like she's smitten, to be honest. But she just looked like, oh, now I'm getting this attention. You know what I mean? I'm like, it's going to be all about me. Now it's my turn, basically.
I mean, listen, man. Just to piggyback off of a particular point that was made earlier, there's people who don't think Halle Berry is great looking. There's people who don't. I got into an argument with a couple of my boys over Megan Good and Young Miami. I said that Megan Good looked exponentially better. They said Young Miami was the shit. I think she's mid as hell. Whatever. You know what I mean? There's just people who people have their tastes, you know what I mean? It's about the majority. If the majority finds a particular person attractive,
right?
The 9 times out of 10 that person is attractive.
Right. You could tell, tall. Like you could, yeah. She's not ugly. She's not ugly.
No, she looked like an average, nice looking woman. Like, that's the best. I mean, and nothing wrong with that.
I think what made her look worse was those clothes and the way her hair was always disheveled. But today, I was like, yo, if you could keep that look Fuck around, if she rides this wave correctly, she could start her own. Because the women in the comments was like, yes, girl, yes, yes, we can relate. So if that lady could keep that look and keep talking that shit about, I'm recovering from a bad marriage and y'all could do it too, she could come up just like him, like that.
She has something. Because she came off very likable and relatable.
Yeah, and she's smart. And she's
very
smart.
And I was like, wow, I was not expecting this. This is not who I was expecting.
Yep, very smart. So I'll just follow Derrick from both my pages for research purposes in case we bring him up again. We circle back on this. You never know. We lost Louis Kanye. Good night, Louis Kanye. But, going back to your point, Haran, I think men really gotta, concentrate on your looks. You could get over a lot. Men, y'all want to get over. It's funny because y'all are lazy, but unfortunately for you, the thing that will get you over in your laziness is what you got to work for, is a body. So you fucked.
Or making more money.
Right, or making more money. Then you can stand on your wallet and be 6'5" like Derrick.
Right.
I mean, most guys don't have, like, I'll just keep it honest with you. And it doesn't even have anything to do with genetics. I mean, to really take your body to the hilt requires a degree of just determination, focus. You have to be extremely disciplined in order to take your genetics to the next level. I believe that every man is capable of doing. I wouldn't say that. I think every man can do that if they wanted to, but it requires work. Requires a lot of work. It's actually easier to just go make some fucking money. You know what I mean? But in the end, the guy who did take the time to make himself visually appealing, to create this aesthetic. Look, listen, I don't care what any woman says. I mean, you could have a fucked up relationship, but I bet you 10 to 1 that fucked up. If you had 2 fucked up relationships, the relationship with the bad dick is gonna get dropped quicker than the relationship with the good dick. They'll put up with that relationship. Eventually, it'll fizzle out. But it'll it'll last a lot longer.
There you go, James. So then why you can't talk out the side of your neck. You can't have 2 faces. You said real men lead with their wallet, but then you was complaining I wanted a cash app. It's one or the other, baby. What we doing? We playing at the big table? We playing at the big table or not?
Don't do that with a New York chick, homie. You gotta know where you stand with a New York chick. Time is money, man.
Time is money. I keep trying to tell y'all people I love y'all, but time is money. Okay?
Like, what we doing? What we doing?
What we doing?
What we doing, bro? Like, what is it? What is it?
New Diamond. I see now you talking my language, baby. Now you talk about language. Jason Momoa, Game of Thrones, is fine as fuck. He is, but he is not Caucasian. He is not Caucasian. I'm sorry to disappoint you.
Well, no, she did update. No. She updated. I don't know if you mentioned that. She said since she didn't want to do the Caucasian, she said she'll settle for Brazilians and something else.
She said settle. Jesus Christ.
Well, I said the word settle. I said the word settle. She didn't say the word settle, but she was like, well, how? She said, how about Brazilians and something else? To see if you would go with that instead. Yeah,
I could work with some Brazilians.
Throw a little bit of color.
Yes. Oh
my
Rican.
God.
I knew you say no to that. She said Puerto Ricans and Brazilians.
I found that he's 6'4".
He's 6'4". He looks 6'4".
I found when he got signed as a freshman at Tuskegee University. Okay.
Oh shit, 6'4". See, there you go. Y'all happy now? 1 inch or 6'4". He looks 6'4".
Well, there you go. You know what I mean? Oh my! You said I'm a hater. Yeah, a lot of dudes are haters, man. They just don't want to admit it. A lot of dudes are hating on a lot of these guys.
No wonder he's chopping chicks down. He got that body and he's 6'4", and his ex-wife was like, he's very, very charming and very funny. So I was like, charming, funny, 6'4" with that body. He cannot never settle down. Do you understand? Settling down and him will never compute. It will never compute. Do not do it. He's not even built to settle down. He is built to fuck and keep fucking until he dies.
And I don't blame him.
And mind you, he is a college grad. He is a college educated man. So
Yeah,
Look,
I don't
man,
blame him.
the moral of the story is get in where you fucking fit in, man.
That's it. That's it. Because I
Derrick
don't blame
Jaxn
him.
is Thanos.
You know, we all got our roles to play in life,
There
man.
you go. Make the best of
You
your
know what I
role.
mean?
Them cards you're dealt. You know what I mean?
Y'all ain't checking for precious. Y'all ain't checking for y'all ain't checking for these there's plenty of pick-me's out there that
Plenty.
would drink your fucking bathwater, but you don't want her. You
Nope.
want Brittany Renner. Let's keep it
Yep.
real. I want Brittany Renner before I would want one of
See?
these fucking pick-me's.
That's
Come
what I'm
on,
saying.
man.
Don't believe when men are like, I like homely girls. I like girls that don't be at the clubs. I like girls that don't be dancing on the table. That's exactly who they're gonna cheat on you with. Stop believing the hype. Do not believe the hype.
Right.
Y'all go in there be Holly Homemaker and he gonna be bang 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 with the girl that he's telling you that he don't like. Stop falling for the
I,
bullshit, ladies.
I
Stop
don't
falling for
Oh,
the
feel
this
like
is my
bullshit.
favorite. This is my favorite one, Jen. Oh, babe, look at the look. Why she dressed like that? She barely got no damn clothes on. Nigga,
see
please,
Lily, why are you dry snitching? Why are you dry snitching?
please.
Can we get that?
We got to. We gotta help. We're here for the people.
Why y'all dry snitching like that? Like, can we get that off, please?
Right, David Dillon. Absolutely. He has all the boxes checked. And whenever a man checks all the boxes, that is fucking for life. For life.
Yeah, I
That's
can't hate.
options for life.
I,
He's in the millions of dollars now because his little YouTube shit is not the only thing he does. He
yeah.
got that card game, the board game, he got a bunch of shit on the side.
They got a board game. Jesus
He got a
Christ.
board game. 6'4" football player, so he has that you know what I mean? Yeah, he's not my kind of guy, not for longevity, not for keeps. I've had that guy, by the way. Not for keeps, but he's
Yeah,
there.
my hat's off to him. My hat's off to him,
yeah.
man. Like
Mhm.
he out here making his coin. Yeah,
Because we don't knock the hustle.
Man.
That's why,
Nope.
Haran. We don't knock the hustle. We get it.
Nah, yeah, man.
Totally get it.
Yeah,
What
man.
to expect anything else from him will expect him to go against his nature, and then you'll
This
be
is
mad.
what it is, man. Like, look, man, we all ain't playing the same game.
Nope.
We all ain't at the table, man. It's just is what it is. You know what I mean? I'm sorry to tell you, life isn't fair. Like, not everyone gets fit. Like life, everyone doesn't get picked first when we're gonna play basketball. Everybody doesn't get picked first, man.
Jay is like he's funded by pandering to black women. Everybody's pandering to somebody.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sports.
Listen, and why would he pander to black women? You know how much bank is in that? Look, pandering to men, there's no money in that. That's why the red pill is imploding. There's no bread in that. You niggas is broke. Let's keep it 100.
Yeah.
Because if you had money, you wouldn't have half the problems that you have with women. And they're realizing that, wait, these guys have no money. We got to pivot because these dudes ain't where it's popping. They don't got $59.99 to spend. So we got to pivot.
Yeah, and Derrick Jaxn proves that looks go a lot further because even when he was exposed as a cheater, he stood at a million something followers on his IG. Women are still buying his shit. Women want to hear nice things, right? And he says nice things to them while looking good. So he's always going to win. If men were smart, they'd go out and get a better body and say nice things to women because women, when you say nice things to us, we buy stuff.
Yes, New Diamond. There are men out here who are texting orangutans. And those are the guys who understand their lane. See how it actually works? Like, yeah, there's dudes out here texting creatures because they realize that, hey, I got a better shot over here. And they're actually doing what they need to do, man.
And falling in love with
them.
Jay, can you
with AI?
Let me say this before we fucking go. Jay, it's not that's the black pill. You're disagreeing, but that's the red pill. This is humanity. This is humanity. We are animals. This is the chimps. This is the orangutans. This is the zebras. This is the lions. Stop it. That's the red pill. That's the blue pill. That's no fucking pill. There are no pills.
There's no pills. And then that's, you can take, Jen, you, the atheist, can take something out the Bible to make your point.
Yes.
A point is a point. Like it doesn't.
Yes.
You don't have to be married to appeal to make a fucking point.
I use Job to make points. I use Cain and Abel to make points. I use Adam and Eve to make. That's red pill. No, it's fucking humanity.
Okay,
Humans have not changed. Humans have not ever changed. Same shit. You see all that fuckery in the Bible? Looks like Hollywood Unlocked or the Shade Room. It's the same shit.
let's also cut something right here. New Diamond, I understand your disdain for black men. I'm not here to knock your hustle, love. But the majority of black men, it's not just the majority of black men dating ugly women. There's a lot of white men out there knocking down some ugly white women. There's a lot of Asian men knocking down ugly Asian women. There's a lot of average people out there dating and marrying average people in the real world.
Yeah.
Okay? Online, people think the average person thinks that they have access to everyone who is above average, or you know what I mean, and so on and so forth. That's not the real world. Okay? In the real world, ugly women are having multiple children. Yep. Ugly black women, ugly Asian women, ugly white women, ugly whatever women. Yep. They're out here, okay? They're doing their thing. Let's stop the narrative that only one race of people is actually out there just being average as fuck. The whole goddamn streets is filled and flooded and seeping with mediocrity. Trust me.
That's why all them girls are running around getting BBLs and making their noses skinny and making pulling their jaws out and stuff, because they don't want to be average. The average person is average.
You know what Derrick Jaxn missed out on?
What?
But he can still do it if he starts a massage company.
Yep.
Like we doing on IG. Can you imagine?
Listen, I'm going to have one of them guys up here. I want to interview one of them guys and I'll play their videos because I'm very curious. I got a bunch of questions.
I know a few
about that business.
I can reach out.
Send me their videos because I want to see if it's the one I'm looking for. I'm looking for a specific type of muscles.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The erotic ones, right?
Yeah.
The ones that like I told you when I lived in Atlanta, that was huge. Before it became on Instagram, that was huge.
We need one of them up here because I got a lot. I literally got a list of questions.
Oh yeah.
And I want to ask very in-depth questions about their business. So get him to me, Lily. We'll get him up here. We'll get him to pull up. Thank you, Jake Cavassier. He said, I appreciate the unadulterated truth. That's all we got here. David Dillon says, Haram, once again, 100, 100, 100. Yeah, this was a good one, man. Lots of truth is told on the block. It's shit y'all don't want to hear, but it's the fucking truth. Like I'm shooting from the hip. That is how women think. That's how women think. Right. Whether we like it or not. And men think the way they think, whether women like it or not. That's the truth. That's how women see things.
And with that being said, everyone can find happiness if they just know what pond to swim in, man. You know
who was it that said? I forgot who was it that said it, but I forgot who it was. Sorry if it's somebody in the chat or I forgot who said it, but they said all the women that you need are right in your lane. Mm-hmm. All the women you need to find, all the women, they're right in your lane. If everybody just looks in their lane, there's an abundance of people there. The mistake people make is veering out of that lane. Nothing but crashes. What happens when you veer out of your lane in traffic? You fucking crash. Okay? So stay in your lane. There's plenty of women in front of you and behind you. Same thing for women. Plenty of men in front of you and behind you that are in your lane. Why are you ignoring them and getting mad at the rest of the world? There are plenty of people in your lane. So with that said, Louis Kanye's coming back for the goodbye because we are closing. Any final words?
New Diamond, tune in tomorrow to hear more of my lies. Always great to see you.
I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to say it because nobody else said it, but I've been saying it. Y'all just they're just losers. I'm just going to say it. It is what it is.
Tristan, I've said that 10 different ways. Where you
losers. Been? Sorry. That's what you are. I said, now go put in the work.
There you go. There you go. Oh, wow. New Diamond said my dad was ugly. Oh,
okay.
All you need to run up on Chat GPT and get you a workout routine.
Yeah.
Help you out.
Wash your
Type it in there.
ass, brush your teeth, go
Yep.
see the
Yes.
dentist. Go.
There
It's
you
like
go.
women notice all those little things. All right, ladies and
Damn, her
gentlemen.
own dad though.
Anything else? What happened, Tristan?
Her own dad though, like
Her own
damn.
dad. She said her mom was beautiful and her dad was ugly. Her words, not mine. Not mine. Well, your mama liked him. That's all that counts.
Oh damn. Okay, let's roll. Let's roll.
Yeah, we're out of here. Any last words? We out of here. It's time to
Let's
go.
roll.
And we're
All
over
right,
the
peace
3-hour
up.
mark. Bye, Lewis. Thank you.
Take
Can
care,
I say
brother.
something?
Appreciate you,
Good,
Lewis.
Lewis.
Yes.
If you don't be good to yourself, nobody's gonna be good to you. Peace.
I love it.
Absolutely.
Thank
love
you.
it.
Peace.
There you go.
Thank
So-
you. Clean your AirPods. Oh, go ahead. Who's next?
No, she ain't. No, like she couldn't leave that alone.
Let me tell you something, though. I will say one more thing.
Okay.
I will say one more thing. Jen is very meticulous with things. She notices damn near everything. She's almost to the point of nagging. However,
Yes, I am.
She's just a Capricorn.
most men, I believe, can benefit from women like that in their lives. It's not a negative. If you have someone that is close to you and they see the little things that are being a detriment to your life and are keeping you from your potential, you need to have women like that or friends like that in your life. Because right now I know some people who have the opposite and they are on their way to oblivion. So
No, I am. I'm that girl. I'm like, oh my God, there's a fucking lint on his shirt. I gotta say something.
What's up with yesterday's episode? I'm not seeing it up here.
You're not seeing it?
Mm-mm.
You sure?
Because I was trying to send it to the massage guy so he can get an idea.
Oh, you want to scare him off, Lily?
But that's why I wasn't in yesterday's episode because we were we had a guest
What
on.
was yesterday? The
interviewed-
prom?
the
What was
prom,
yesterday?
Yeah,
The
the
prom?
press day was the
I
prom.
see it.
I saw it.
It's
I
not
saw the
coming up
prom.
on
I see it. It's right there.
my phone hates me. Okay.
It's definitely there. I could send you the link if you want.
You want electronic?
Just gotta
girl.
press refresh, Lily, like the F5. Just refresh.
The both of y'all in electronics.
That's
I swear to
right. I'm
God.
a Capricorn, Jay. You want to fight?
It's not coming
Wait a
up.
minute, you a Capricorn?
A real
My-
one.
My dad was a Capricorn.
Ah. Wait, was he a December Capricorn or a January Capricorn?
What
It
the
was
fuck is the
December.
difference?
He's December. It's a difference. We're different. December late, like December what?
I think it was late.
You don't know the exact day,
Wait, why
Haran.
is there a
Nah, I
difference?
really don't. I really don't. I
What's
just
the
know
difference?
Well, if you find out, let me know. January
Right.
Capricorns are nicer than December Capricorns, Haran.
Y'all both
Tristan.
mean.
We're both mean, but December is worse. Maybe we're angry because we don't get, when growing up, we didn't get 2 presents for Christmas.
Yeah, Jen, I need you to send it to me. It's
You
not
blaming
coming up on my phone.
capitalism, really?
Yeah. Okay.
It was coming
I
up
have
on my
another-
TV all day this morning.
I have another
yeah.
one of my dudes that's a Capricorn, and we're very close. We tend to bump heads at times, but we're very
Capricorns
close.
are the shit. I don't care what y'all. Capricorns, they gonna tell you what it is. You always know what it is with a Capricorn.
Like,
I just
you
send
need
it to
a
the
Capricorn, you
chat.
just don't have to hear them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
What?
need men, but I don't need her yelling at me all the fucking time.
Doses, baby, doses.
Because you
My
don't
brother
listen.
is a-
You don't listen, Tristan.
My
don't
brother's a
listen.
Capricorn, and
I don't listen to nobody.
That's the problem, Tristan.
It's not the problem.
Even I have to repeat myself to you.
It's
You
not.
know?
Come on. But what's so hard about that? Like, okay, wait to can't you be patient enough for me to get it though?
I be patient, Tristan. Do I strike you as a patient person?
No, but you really tried. Like, you're the first black
I do.
Jamaican that made red. Honestly.
I do. You know
Listen,
what I mean? But Jen will tell you I'm very stubborn and I'm not very patient.
This is funny. Oh my Vegatron told New Diamond, only if I can make a car swerve into you. I think God's got me. And then New Diamond says, oh my Satan is more powerful. This is who I worship. All right,
Jesus
chat.
Christ.
Yo,
All right,
those
chat.
two getting married would be perfect. I would love that reality show.
The
Yeah,
chat is
I'm
awesome,
going
man.
to dry out some chicken bones for you. Curse your life. What is it? Chat. What are y'all doing?
I'm sitting there
Jay said,
sometimes
goodness gracious.
reading the chat, and these people talking to each other. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Chat. Come on,
To
can
be
we all
much.
get along? We're a little community. Come on. Everybody, free t-shirts for everybody. All right, guys, we are out of here. That's it. We're out.
He
Need
already
some water.
agreed to it. I'm gonna send you
Send
the
me his
videos.
videos.
I'm gonna send you the videos.
Okay.
Okay. In honor
Tristan,
of
take us
Jen's,
out. This is
in
crazy.
honor of Jen's inbox, right?
Oh,
In
Lord.
honor of all her exes.
Oh, Lord.
Right, I did. All right, I'm learning some data analysis. Right, I'm going through Python, and I told the Python script, build me a meme of Jen's inbox and exes, and this is what popped up.
Lord Almighty.
Put me on the big screen. You can read
Jeez.
this, Jen, because this is you.
I'm
Is
scared.
it?
I'm
This
scared.
meme is about you.
Go ahead, Derrick, all 6'4". When someone asks Jen who the hell she thinks she is.
That's
Yeah. Yeah.
I love you all. Class dismissed.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, America.
Said America. Hit that like and subscribe on your way out the door. Don't forget to support the show if you like the entertainment. Cash App on the block with Jen. Get your girl a smoothie. This is great entertainment every night. We will see you here mañana. Chat, I love y'all. Thank you for holding me down. Thank you for the super chats. See you here tomorrow. Don't forget, every Saturday, Block Talent Battle. We actually have a virtual talent contest. Yes, people come up to compete and win $100. This Saturday, we'll be announcing last Saturday's winner. We've had 5 people win $100 already. Next one could be you. All right, guys, good night. Be good. If you can't be good, be careful.